Hello Internet, and welcome to Antiheroes Anonymous. We're a 5th edition D&D web show. This is our 4th episode, and we're really excited to get started tonight. We have, around the table, we have James playing a human blood hunter named Tal, Kay playing a tiefling wild magic sorcerer named Harmony, George playing a dwarven barbarian named Nazria, and Zach playing a warforged fighter named Hunter. And then myself, of course, Ethan, the Dungeon Master. We're right now posting to YouTube every Wednesday, and we'll start streaming on Twitch at some point in the future, whenever we get everything that we want to get included in that finalized. But if you want news and updates on that and more, you can follow us on Twitter at AntiheroesAnon, which is up in the corner of the screen. And if you like the show, of course, please share with your friends, your family, your pets, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, we'll get into a quick recap and then get started. So, in our last session, the party was split into two teams. Hunter and Nazria searched the town for a halfling man named Stuart, who had posted a request on the notice board that sparked Hunter's memory. After speaking with him, they agreed to hunt a great lizard that had been picking off his cows. They delved into the forest outside Ravenmoor and began tracking their quarry. When Hunter accidentally tread on a smashed ostrich-sized egg, ostrich egg-sized egg, not ostrich-sized egg, the giant lizard burst forth and attacked, joined soon after by another lizard with prominent scarring and burns. After a heated battle, they felled the first lizard, while the second managed to flee, barely escaping with its life. After they had taken some time to harvest some materials from the body, they made their way back to Stuart and collected their reward. Meanwhile, Tal and Harmony scoured the streets of Ravenmoor in search of the missing orphans. They stopped first at a bread vendor, where Alan and Ronan were last seen, and learned that they had gone off in the direction of the park. At the park, they met an ornery homeless man sitting outside a tent smoking a pipe. And after a bit of back-and-forth conversation, Harmony and Tal managed to convince this crazy man to accept a set of keys they'd picked up in a dungeon in exchange for information about the missing orphans. Having found out that the orphans had been taken by a bunch of walking crows, which Tal knew immediately must have been the Kenku who inhabit Ravenmoor, they hurried back to First Light Orphanage to alert Mandus. Unable to find him, Tal and Harmony struck out on their own towards the tower in which the Kenku reside, and upon arrival they were met with a combat with 3 Kenku, and it soon became evident that they were outmatched, as Harmony was knocked unconscious. They surely would have met their death if not for Mandus's timely arrival. He swooped in and aided them in a quick retreat. Finally, back on Hunter and Nazria's side, after learning of a man named Peter Stonesbrook in Northwood, a town outside of Ravenmoor, who may know something about Hunter, Hunter agreed to accompany Nazria back to the orphanage, where they found Harmony still unconscious after the battle with the Kenku, Tal shaken, and Mandus desperate for their aid. We left off last time as Nazria and Hunter agreed to help Mandus, Tal, and Harmony rescue the orphans from the tower. And that's where we're jumping in for tonight. And I think Hunter specifically was going off to speak with Mandus. So we'll start with that conversation as Harmony is resting in her bed, recovering from her grave wounds. I assume Tal and Nazria are getting some rest as well because they were pretty badly injured.
Yep.
Eating and drinking and such.
Mm.
Cool. So, you know where Mandus' room is. It's up the stairs and down the hall to the right.
Okay. So I head up there and tap on the door as lightly as my robot hands could do without breaking.
And you hear from inside, "Come in."
Okay, so I come in.
And you see, I can't remember if you haven't been in here
I haven't
before,
been in there.
but you see a pretty simple room. It's got a futon and a low table in the center with cushions set around it. And Mandus is sitting cross-legged at one of these cushions. And he has in front of him some papers on the table.
Okay.
And then the only other real noticeable features of the room are just this bookcase that's against one of the walls. But other than that, it's a really bare, plain room.
Okay. So I come in and I say, I'm like, hello, and then like I don't really have a problem helping you recover your orphans or children, whatever, both, whatever they are, orphan children. But I did want, before we get started on that, I did want to ask you some questions.
By all means, ask
Okay.
away.
So I'm gonna come and like kind of sit next to him, I guess, at his table, and then
The table is much too small for you. It comes up to, because it's one of those tables where you sit down at it.
I'm gonna attempt to sit cross-legged.
Yeah, and you're like bumping your knees on the bottom of the
And
table.
then I like scoot back a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So super awkward. So I'm like, obviously you can see that I'm having trouble accustoming to my new body. But I wanted to ask you, because I don't have any perception or knowledge of what I sound like compared to what is normal. So I'm like, do you think I sound strange?
Well, the concept of strange is sort of in the eye, or in this case, the ear of the beholder.
I guess. And if someone were to not see me, but I were to speak, would they be able to think I was human?
There's a slight sound. It's. I don't really know how to describe it, but there is something to your voice that sounds almost as if it has some sort of illusionary quality to it, where it sounds just not quite real.
Okay.
That's the best I could describe it. But in all honesty, other than having a very booming voice, you pass as a pretty normal voice, to my ears at least.
Okay. Can you think of any ways? I didn't. Important. Can you think of any ways that I can better conceal myself around the general public?
There are always ways that you could conceal yourself, and I could train you in some of them, but that would take a great deal of time
Okay.
and effort on your part.
Okay.
But it's not impossible.
Yeah, I am interested in something like that because I want to do some traveling. So maybe we'll table that for now since we have other pressing matters that we need to tend to.
I think that's an excellent plan.
Okay. And then so I'm going to kind of recap him on what I figured out so far, and I tell him, like, I don't mind helping you and Tal and the rest, but my personal agenda is I need to recover my personal history and figure out who I am, where I'm from, and kind of figure out, because I need to figure out how to progress my life, first and foremost. So, although it sounds selfish, and then I kind of tell him, like, this is what I found so far, but I'm hoping maybe you could either, if you identify some more leads for me, or if you recognize Peter Stonesbrook or any other people of that nature, or if you've heard tales of this person that I was.
I personally do not leave the orphanage often. I spend most of my hours here, or if I am out in the town, I'm out in the town on orphanage business. And I've never heard of a Peter Stonesbrook, or I've never heard any tale of this hunter who other people seem to have heard of with the great bow. But I agree. Finding who you are is certainly, for anyone, even without memory loss in the equation, it is a noble pursuit, and I think it is definitely one worth following. But I don't think it's at the expense of all else. So I would be indeed very grateful if you would assist, at least in this endeavor of rescuing our missing orphan children, because I have seen, just based on the effect that how much Tal has grown in the short time he's been with you. And based on the tale that you and Nazria told me about the great lizard you battle, I know you have great strength, and I think it would be a waste not to use it to benefit others.
Yeah, and I think I owe it to them for awakening me and assisting in the escape to help them in these matters when the time comes. So, another thing is, and I show him the black liquid that we got and the sphere. I'm like, do you have any idea what these are?
And he takes them and sets them down on the table, and he looks at them closely. And let me just double check something real quick. He looks at the sphere first, and because it's a mechanical. This is the sphere you took off of the deep gnome, correct?
Yeah.
It's a metallic, mechanical mechanism in and of itself, and you can sort of twist and turn different parts of it.
Okay.
And he looks at it, and he takes a minute to examine it, and he says, I'm sorry, but I'm no mechanist. This is entirely beyond my knowledge. All I will say is that there is a gear on the very top, and it looks like turning that gear might activate some sort of mechanism.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. And then he goes to hand that back to you.
Okay, so take that back.
And then he holds up the black liquid vial, and he holds it up to a lantern, which is hanging down from the ceiling, and he looks at it, he swishes it around. He says, "Yeah, this is something I know well. I'm very familiar with this. This is a vial of a very basic poison,
Okay.
and it's mostly used. You apply it to a weapon, usually a sharp weapon, or perhaps to arrows or some sort of ammunition, and you can use it to weaken and inflict extra damage on your enemies."
Thank you. Okay, so I'll take this back.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, also less personally, and I pulled like the Allosaurus egg. I'm like, we found a nest of eggs.
Did you only take the one egg?
I have one egg, she
I
has
have
an
an
egg.
egg.
Okay.
So we found a nest of them. We only took a couple. What would we do with these? Do you have any idea what we could do with these, or would you want them, or should we sell them? Or?
I certainly do not have any use for
Okay.
an egg from a great lizard such as that, but uses do spring to mind. You could certainly care for the egg and allow it to hatch, and perhaps, though if the beast was as large and vicious as you describe it, it would certainly be a task, but you could perhaps tame the beast and gain an ally in that regard. Other than that, you could certainly sell it if you found a willing buyer, but without proper care, this egg will just spoil.
Okay.
That's all I can say on that.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time.
Before you go,
Yeah.
I did have one thing I meant to tell you.
Sure.
You showed me a symbol.
Oh yeah.
The circle with the lines coming off of
Yeah.
it.
I have that here somewhere. Yeah.
I sent one of the orphans out to gather some information and see if they could figure anything out about it.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, they came back with a bit of information that you might be interested in.
Okay.
It turns out several strangers came into town about a week ago, and apparently they've come through town on a couple of occasions, but the most recent time was about a week ago.
Okay.
And they never show their faces. They're always garbed in these black robes with the hood drawn tight over their faces. But on the back of the hood, there's at least a very similar symbol on each of their hoods. And
Okay.
other than the fact that when they come into town, they go straight from the front gate of the city, straight to Lord Cranston's mansion.
Oh,
I
interesting.
know nothing else about them. But there's usually 3 or 4 of them, and they come, they're seen walking to Lord Cranston's mansion, and that's about all.
From what I understand, the Cranstons don't have the best reputation amongst this group here.
No, the Cranstons are certainly, well, greedy is certainly a good word for them. Self-serving, cruel at times. There's a lot of negative words that can be used to describe the
Okay.
Cranstons.
Does it bother you that this symbol could be associated with the Cranstons?
It's certainly intriguing, especially considering what we learned recently about the Cranstons, as being that they were at least in some part involved with necromantic rituals.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
certainly is something I personally would like to look into more,
Okay.
and I thought that might interest you.
That does interest me. I'm not sure if I would approach these people, given the opportunity. Maybe I'll find some more information out myself first.
I think that would be a wise approach.
Well, thank you for all your help again, and I will await our, I guess, further instructions for going to the rescue.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I would love to participate in the planning of any further attempts to siege the Kenku's tower, but unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'll be able to go with you myself. I have an urgent matter which I must prepare for tonight. But certainly, if you guys are planning, come and let me know.
Okay, thank you. Then I leave, and do I have a room I'm staying in, or do I just sit in the hallway and power down?
There is an open guest room or two. It's a question of if you ask someone if there is one.
Okay, so right as I'm leaving the door, I ask if I could use one of the guest rooms.
And he's gone back to his notes, but he looks up again and he says, "Oh yeah, certainly. I believe that Harmony is occupying the one that is 3 doors down on the left. But if you take the next room, also on the left, that should be open. There should be a couple beds. I don't know if you need a bed, but
No, just a room.
well, you may certainly have that room."
Thank you. And then so I'll go to the 4th room on the left, shut the door, and then I'll walk into there, and then I'll put my stuff down, and then I'll just power down, I guess,
Okay.
for several hours.
Then I believe that's the whole party sleeping. So the night passes. Most of you have a pretty restful night. Harmony, you're sort of throughout the night. You wake up a couple times in these hot flashes or whatever, as your wounds are just frantically trying to heal. But other than, and like as you toss and turn about, there's all the pain from your wounds from the previous day. But other than that, you manage to get a full 8 hours of rest. Nazria, you sleep like a rock after all that ale and food you consumed, spread out completely
raw
on the
milk.
bed.
Raw
Raw milk, sucked straight from the
Boisterous
cow.
snorting.
Raw milk and ale.
It's just,
Both.
Raw milk and ale sounds terrible.
And Tal, as you sleep, you just have this, you have not quite dreams, but it's one of those things where you're asleep and you just have, I mean, I can describe it sort of in this way. You know when you're sleeping and you sort of know that you have to get up to pee? That feeling? You're sleeping and you,
Yes.
but you know.
Like a body clock sort of thing?
Yeah.
I
But
know.
your body knows
I
while you're
must
sleeping
pee.
that, no, not that you must pee, that you are really hungry.
Okay.
And you just, as you continue to sleep, you just feel this hunger, but you
I ate,
still
right?
sleep. You did eat,
Okay.
but you still sleep through the night. And you do awake feeling indeed very hungry. And
Okay.
everyone wakes up in the morning.
The Windows theme plays as I wake up.
Yep.
that might be copyrighted.
What would you guys like to do?
The Windows theme.
I would like
Am
to
I
eat food.
alone in my room? Or
I believe you
are
two
we
were
sharing
sharing
a
a
room?
room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I'll
like-
go check on her.
Since you didn't have anything to eat, I remember I left food kind of by your bed.
Did you leave food by my bed?
It's
Okay.
cold stew.
It's very cold. Stu probably has a layer of dust on it by now.
Do I have the
The
materials
orphanage is
to
clean.
replenish my arrow stock? Or do I have to go collect things to do that?
You'd probably have to go collect
Okay.
things to do that.
So I'm gonna try and find somebody, and I'm gonna go out and collect things.
Okay.
I'm gonna check on Harmony.
So I'm gonna I'll look through the 3rd door on the left where they are, and I see her, and then so I'm gonna go out
I
for a
don't
little
care.
while.
I'm checking on Harmony.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna go out and collect some things. I'll be right back.
And we'll come back to
Jar
that.
Jar.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
How's she doing?
I'm gonna wake up. I'm super groggy because I've been sleeping for a really long time. I don't think I really remember clearly what happened.
Roll a cycle.
You got bonked.
Are you here too? I thought you went to go eat food.
I'm about to, but I decided
he's
to check
standing
on
there
my
in the corner with
my-
a turkey leg.
Yes.
He comes in to check on me
Alright, let's do that. Yes.
with a turkey.
I'm standing in the corner with a turkey leg.
And it's filling your stomach, but you still feel hungry. No matter how much you eat. Like, your stomach is full. You don't feel like you could eat too much more,
Yeah,
but you feel hungry.
I'm really hungry. I'm just like, Harmony, you okay?
I hurt everywhere. What happened?
Yeah, what happened? Because I haven't heard. Have they told
Oh,
you?
you're back.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, hi.
You're being welcome away.
How'd it go yesterday?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah? Yeah.
Found some lizards.
You
Killed them.
wait, what?
Like these,
Like
big
little kids?
kind of,
oh.
like lizards.
Wait.
Like dragons, but like small. And they were like, coming at us, and just sliced them down like that.
What did they look like?
Oh, you know.
Were they on 4 legs with like spikes on the back, or
I don't
like?
remember actually. What
They
did
were
we look
Two
like?
big.
Like
oh,
mini
sorry.
T-Rexes.
Like mini T-Rexes.
What's a
you know?
T-Rex?
It's like a dinosaur. Like real dinosaurs.
Are you speaking Dwarvish? I don't understand.
Dinosaur. One of them had these scratches and like burns and things. It looked very, you know,
Well, what
a bit
happened?
grim. I don't know. He ran away.
He-
Tried to kill him. He just ran right out of there. Oh, we got some eggs. Do you want to look at them?
Uh,
Check out this. Wait! Oh my god! It's an ostrich sliced egg! How did I carry this?
Ostrich egg-sized egg.
It's huge! I just got like
Hold it out of your hat!
no, I've just got like 2 straps of tape and I'm just carrying it on my back.
Oh my god.
it's like bigger than the dinosaur.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Not that I know what a
That's
dinosaur is.
amazing.
No.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, so what happened to you?
I remember we were after some crow people, and we went to the tower, and
Yeah, she got bonked by a bunch of birds.
The birds?
Birds.
Birds?
bird
Yeah.
people. They were like, they weren't just crows. They were like monsters.
They're called Kenku. They're like part crow, part human. They don't speak too well. We might get a glimpse of that later, but yeah.
I don't remember much after climbing the fence, but my head really hurts.
Yeah. Well, you're fine now, so you know.
I think so. I remember.
Like, you're right as rain. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Wait. What about the orphans? Did we find them?
No.
Well, what happened?
We had to run away because you were knocked unconscious.
How did we get away?
Mandus luckily came and helped me carry you out to safety, and that's what we need to talk about doing today. Because they're still in there, and I would very much like to get them back. But we kind of messed up.
I see. I'm just gonna get up and walk out of the room.
Okay.
Where are you going?
It's a very hunter thing to do.
Out.
Okay.
Out.
Like out into the yard?
Out.
Out into the yard.
Okay.
All
And the
right.
yard's still pretty quiet. Most of the children are either just waking up and eating breakfast, or, I mean, still inside, just sort of laying in their beds, trying to force themselves to get up.
I'm just trying to remember everything that happened.
And it comes back to you slowly.
And I'm
You
also...
remember going down.
Yeah, I'm very embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed. I don't want to talk to anybody right now.
I assume Nazir is going for breakfast?
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna go for breakfast too. Again.
And you can go into sort of like the orphanage breakfast hall, and all of the tables are set up, and there's some of the early rising orphans in there who are starting to get their breakfast. There's the ones who are on sort of kitchen preparation duty, who are in the kitchen area, and they're making what smells to be sausage and toast and that sort of thing. And yeah, that'll be ready soon, so you can get breakfast and you can get second breakfast.
Second breakfast. Can you fit any more
Afternoon tea,
food?
Just like a string
I
of
will.
sausages.
So, Hunter then, where are you going to replenish your supplies?
So, I remember going north out of the city. There's like a forest, and I'm assuming I can collect some small pieces.
The forest surrounds pretty much on all sides.
Okay, so I can see the trees above the
You're
city
closer
walls.
to the southern exit.
Okay,
city.
so is there a gate that I have to go under?
Yeah.
So I would want to go somewhere I don't have a gate, so I don't have to talk to the guards, assuming they're watching the gate.
Well, the 2 gates you've gone out were north and south,
Yeah.
and they both had
Did
guards
they have
posted.
to? I did have to leave, and they didn't do anything about it. Oh, okay. So they're fine with me leaving and coming back then. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave
Yeah,
out
it
the
was
south then.
the only time they
'Cause it
were
was
a little bit
late?
picky was because it was really late at night the
Oh,
first time you came
Okay.
in.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just make sure I have like my hood on and stuff like that, like I had before, and then I'll just get out the south gate.
And no one troubles you.
Okay.
Well, I say no one troubles you. None of the guards trouble you. There's the typical for Ravenmore onslaught of beggars.
I don't care.
This little kid comes up and he like pulls on your robe and waits for you to turn and look at him.
I don't even look at turn.
He
I
pulls
just
his, Sir,
Nope.
sir.
I just completely
Just
ignore
keep
him.
walking.
Keep on going. I walk faster.
Drag him
I walk
along.
faster.
Cold.
Alright. He goes back to his parent who then smacks him.
Oh.
Okay.
Be better at getting money, boy.
Okay.
Zach's like, don't
Make
care.
your way out of the
Heartless.
city.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I'm going to go to the wooded area, and then I'm going to try and find some supplies so I can replenish my arrow stock and stuff like that.
You can definitely find all the branches and stones that
Okay.
you need to make new arrows.
Okay.
Fletching might be difficult. I don't know what you fletch your arrows with, but
Okay.
I
I have woodcarver's tools.
yeah,
Duct tape.
fletching is like the feathers on it.
Oh, I see. All right.
I don't even know if you fletch your arrows, but
I don't
I feel like something has
I
to
feel
be
like you have to, right?
Yeah.
so I'm not sure what you do for that,
Okay.
but there's certainly wood and stones that you can make pretty
Okay.
decent arrows.
So I'm going to collect what I can. Is there... Well, what animals are there around here that I don't even know?
Make
that I
a
could-
survival check
Okay.
Or nature check.
or a
A
nature check, whichever's
convenient
higher.
ostrich-sized ostrich.
Survival. This one. I got a 1. So
He's
that's a
gonna
4.
fletch his arrows.
It's a forest. There's definitely animals, but looking around you immediately, you don't see any tracks. You don't really hear any birds or anything like
Okay.
that.
But they're like really
So
flimsy.
I'm just going to go back to the orphanage then.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll ask Tal, since he knows his way around.
Alrighty.
I eventually go in and eat breakfast because I'm really hungry.
I am
And
too.
it's the same breakfast that they're all getting, sausage and toast and such things like that. And as you eat it, you start to feel a little bit of your strength return. And
What little strength I have.
you don't feel 100%. Your head still hurts a little, but you feel much better.
I'm on thirds.
You're on
Like, I'm
thirds.
just keep
So
going.
eventually, all of you have
Children
We're
were
having
congregated
an eating
at this
contest
table.
right now.
Yeah.
Am I back there too?
Yeah, you make it back about that time as well.
Or you think it's a
So-
contest, but I'm just like,
You're just
this
like,
is just what I
food.
eat.
Are we going back to the tower today?
We have to, but I'm hoping with our friends it'll go better this time.
Oh yeah, I'll explain to Hunter what happens or what.
What
were you
happened to
telling me?
us?
About
They
what?
had like they ran into
Oh,
some crow
oh,
people.
I see.
It's crazy. This one nearly
I'm
died.
like, oh, I have no experience with these people.
Mm,
So,
Well, we do now.
yeah,
Okay.
it happened.
It was not good.
He gave you life. That one.
that's... Thank
That's
you.
kind of unrelated.
That is
Oh.
kind of
Oh, I thought you were okay. Never mind.
Like-
I misunderstood what you said.
Yes.
He was referring to the crow people.
Okay.
Do I have a plate of food as well?
You can get one.
Okay, I'm
No
not
one
I-
brings you one, but
you
you could
know-
go pick one up from
Okay.
the kids.
If I don't have one, I'm probably not going to get one because I embarrassed myself so badly last time.
You know about these
It was
Kenku, right?
Yeah.
Are they nocturnal?
I mean, they operate in the day as well, but they run a thieves guild, so most of their dirty work is at night.
So would it be better for us to go in the daytime?
Maybe, but I'm not sure. It's not like I really hang out with these guys a whole lot.
Well, you have more knowledge than I do, and I have zero knowledge, so...
So,
Yeah.
so where are we at right now? As far as I remember, you left looking for these children. What other news have you guys uncovered? It sounds like you encountered bird people.
To be honest, we just met a crazy guy in a park and talked to a baker. Really nice lady, Laura. If
We
you ever
found
want
out they
pastries.
were abducted by these crow people.
So they abducted the children. I
Yes.
see.
So that's why we went to the tower. We were going to try to infiltrate, but we were cut off at the entrance.
I like look at myself. I'm like, I don't think I'm very good at sneaking.
I didn't say that's
So-
what we need to do. I said that's what we did.
Well, you don't have to sneak.
Okay.
I think you'd be fine just as you are.
Okay. So, do we know of any other movements? Are they still in that tower? Are they even in the tower?
The tower is there.
That's their home. They've been there ever since the
Okay.
mage that used to use it had left, and so they're all located there.
Could it be that they were abducted for the same reasons that you were abducted and that I was abducted?
I don't know, but that seems a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would it be worth checking the chapel as well that we came from to see if there's any renovations or fixes to the destruction that we caused?
I don't think they'd take them there.
Okay.
And even if they did, we'd be able to wring some information out of a bunch of bag of feathers if we capture them.
Should we try and find one outside the tower alone?
We could try that.
I'm assuming if they're together, they all live together, they must work together and know the current information.
Yeah, we could like dress up Nazri as a cute Kenku, and then we could like get one of the Kenku to come down an alley and wallop him.
I'm like,
I have a spell I can cast too to disguise myself if we want to try a bait option.
Okay. Yeah.
I can make myself look like anything. It's only an illusion, so if I were touched, they would know it was a disguise, but from far
Okay.
away, it could be pretty convincing.
okay. Since you know the town, I'll let you decide what option you think is better, and you know what we're looking for.
Well, last
Or
time we
guys.
ran in and we frankly got our butts kicked. So, let's try this little bait option and see what we can do.
Okay.
What kind of bait would they go for? And where would we set our trap?
Do I know of any convenient alleys?
Make not sure what check to make you make here. Make a intelligence check.
Ha 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 ha. Huh?
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Alright. That's a 14.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's not charging. It's
Maybe
a
it
die.
needs to be reset.
Okay.
Maybe we blew the
Is that an
fuse.
upside down outlet?
No, you're right.
Okay.
Well, I'll keep going. Kate, can you try and figure out why that's not charging?
Is that working now?
Nope. Oh, there we go. Yep, now it's working. Perfect.
Are you sure it's not an upside down outlet?
It's
It's not.
Hmm.
I'm looking at it.
What was your intelligence roll?
14.
14.
-1.
Okay.
I have a -1. What of it?
Nothing.
You know that they tend to prey on sort of more of the back alleys. You know that they will go for people who have they're carrying their coin purses in really obvious places and that sort of thing, and they'll try and like cut the purse. But other than that, unless they've taken a specific job, there's no way to really predict where they're going to be. And if you know where that specific job is going to take them.
Wander around their base looking very rich.
Around their base?
Not around,
Doesn't that
but
seem
in the
really
alleys
obvious?
over there. Come on, you know what I'm saying.
Looking very rich?
You can conjure up some like fancy gold trimmed robes.
If that's
and
the
a big
case,
fat
I don't
purse.
even. Well, yeah. Okay.
Wear that shiny necklace you got with no danger
doing it
whatsoever.
Is it common for them to abduct? What sort of things do they normally do? Maybe if
They're,
we go to a
they're
common place.
pickpockets,
Okay.
mostly.
Okay, well, I can disguise myself to look like a rich noble human,
Yeah,
and they can.
slightly daft.
Okay, I'll make it look like you.
Oh, zing!
He looks really street savvy, actually.
I know. I
Just
know.
like you missed.
That's the point.
Rolled a
All
one.
right.
Humor.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know what daft humans look like, to be honest. I'm still getting used to you.
There's this group called the Cranstons.
I've heard of them. I've never seen them. You'd have to point someone out to me. I could
Alright.
probably imitate that girl that was eating the pastry yesterday.
Ooh, she looked dumb as a doornail.
Yeah? I could probably do that.
All
You
right.
certainly could.
Yeah, I remember her.
I think we should give it a try, and if it doesn't work, we can just send Nazarian to blow the place up.
Yeah. Like
So you all would have to hide yourselves,
Yes.
because if they attack me, I can't sustain a lot of damage.
Could we find an alley that has a nice vantage point?
Yeah, I can find one for you.
So shall we scope out a place first?
Yes.
Alright.
Alright.
All right. So I guess.
And our plan is to capture him and not kill him, right?
Yeah, we need
Yes.
information.
Because we need information.
Yes.
Okay.
Just put on a little bit of her.
And then I'm gonna ask Tal, before we go, do you know where I can find something to fletch my arrows with?
Something to fletch your arrows with, like chickens?
Like
chickens work?
Kenku feathers?
Chicken feathers might be a little small.
Two birds with one stone.
Right? What about the feathers from the Kenku?
Kenku have very few feathers. Only a few parts of their skin are actually feathered. The rest is more of that like chicken leg skin.
It sounds to me like a good torture method.
But the ones you
I
saw
like a
yesterday
new
certainly
word.
did have feathers on their heads.
Yeah, you could
That
just
could work.
pull the feathers right off of their heads.
Any
and
other
flesh them.
options?
To be honest, I mean, do I even know of any other kind of bird keepers?
I mean, you know that when bird keepers know, not necessarily, but around the city, you know,
Is there like a
in the
shop?
forest there are eagles and there are
Yeah.
hawks and large birds like that that you could
Mm.
possibly hunt down and fletch arrows.
Is there a store?
Bartons.
Barton's is a
Barton's
blacksmith.
Barton is a blacksmith.
Yeah, there could
Yeah.
be a store which would specialize in making arrows that might have some
Boyer or
such
something like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Then does he know where it is?
Okay. I would, yes.
Okay, so maybe
Stop there
supply-
beforehand.
Yeah, just so my supply doesn't run out.
That would be
Why?
good.
How many are you down to?
A dozen?
That's not
That's
too
a
bad.
lot.
Well, depending on how long this takes and how long we're out, I don't want to have that option.
Okay, better
So-
safe than sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I want to be as prepared as we could possibly be
Okay.
before we murder all of these stupid crows.
I'm ready to get some revenge on them too.
Because it's a murder of crows.
I think we're having fried chicken
Roll the
tonight.
20 on that one.
Okay,
All
so
right.
you're gonna lead him off in the direction of the...
The bowyer, or Fletcher, or woodworker.
Let's all
or
go
some type
together
of-
and then we can try and scope out a place to
Yeah.
set our trap at the same time.
That sounds good to me.
Alright.
And so the shop you lead him to is a general hunting shop, and it's called the Crooked Arrow Huntsman, and it's got this picture of just like a crooked arrow on the sign, and a little bit. There's like a little silver bell over the door that looks like it'll ring when you open, but other than that, there's just the door into the shop. There's no like shop window or anything like that.
And
Okay.
I'll just go on in and be like, come on. Here, this guy, if anybody, would have what you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna come in with him.
Okay. And there's a man sitting behind the counter, and he has a very fine recurve bow set out on his what looks to be it's the counter, but he's using it as like a workbench, and he's shaving away at part of it, and it's not strung yet or anything like that because he's still working on it. And then up on the walls, there's a whole bunch of different types of arrows. There's like arrows that you would use for like bow fishing. There's different arrows that you would use for like piercing armor. There's all sorts of different types of arrows up on the wall. None your size for
Okay,
your bow, but
so I'm gonna take my quiver off and my bow as I'm walking in, and I'm gonna approach the
the
counter.
little silver bell rings, and he looks up, and he's got like a slight beard and really kind of wispy hair,
Okay.
really large eyes, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Crooked Arrow Huntsman. What can I do for you?"
Well, I'm looking for some way to. What did you call it if you're looking to fletch an arrow? Like, how do you?
To get
Yes.
some arrows fletched.
I need to get some arrows fletched.
I can certainly do that. Looking at the size of your bow, I don't think I have anything pre-fletched in the size of arrow that you'll be needing.
Okay,
I could do a custom order. It'll probably take a day.
I see. Do you have the materials? handy?
I don't have
I can use raw materials. I can do it myself, I think.
the fleshing.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, if you can do it yourself, then yes, I could sell you some of my larger feathers.
Okay.
Sure. I have some that I use mostly for decorative arrows that are from giant eagles that I think could work for you
Okay.
for your purpose.
And
So-
sorry, go ahead.
Let me run in back and double check I have those, and if I do, then we're in business.
Okay.
He
So
runs back.
while he runs back, I'm gonna look at the recurve bow.
Okay.
Does it look nice? Can I tell if it's like really well done or?
It's pretty fine craftsmanship.
Okay.
I mean, it might not be the finest you've ever seen,
Okay.
but it's definitely very good. It's
Okay.
practice work.
Okay. So I'm gonna brown nose a little bit. I'm gonna give him a compliment on that when he goes back.
And he rustles around back there for a minute,
Very recurved.
and then he
very
comes, he comes back out with
Yeah.
these really long eagle feathers. They're brown, and there's a couple darker, closer to black ones.
Mm-hmm.
And there's quite a few, probably a stock of about 50 or so that he brings
Okay.
out. And he's sort of like sets them all on the counter, and he goes, "So how many will you be needing? I've got about 50 here."
Okay. Let's see. A couple dozen would probably do me okay for now. And then I'm gonna say that's a beautiful bow you're working on, by the way.
Thank you. I enjoy the woodwork. I think that is my favorite aspect of bow and arrow making, to be honest.
Yes, I agree. And I did this one myself as well.
It's very fine work, and I've never seen one quite so big. That's pretty incredible. You must need quite a weight to draw back.
Yes. It does take a lot of strength.
I suppose you do look pretty heavy underneath all that armor.
Thank you.
Hey Hunter, he just called you fat.
Oh, I just mean that the armor is very, very thick.
It's
and-
bulky.
I'm
Yes,
a
it's very bulky.
Yes.
You look well armored, and to wear armor of that magnitude, you need to be a strong man.
Yes, thank you. So, okay, so what do these normally go for?
Well, I never really sell specifically just the feathers, but I bought this batch of eagle feathers from a hunter for only 5 silver, so I'll sell it to you for 6,
Okay.
if that sounds fair.
I don't know if bartering's normally a thing, but I'll take it for face value, so 6 silver sounds good to me.
Okay. And then, yes, I think we have a deal, and he'll sort of push the feathers towards you.
Okay, the whole thing?
Yeah, well, they're like all banded together with some twine, basically, in
Okay.
this big bundle of feathers.
Would I be able to tell if these will work by like grabbing them and looking at them?
Yeah, I mean, you've you've looked at your arrows before. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily remember working with your bow, but
Right. Okay.
yeah, and these are definitely big enough. They'll do the job.
Okay. So I'll let him. We'll exchange, and then I'll take those and be on my way, I guess.
Thank you for your patronage. Hope
Thank
to
you.
see you again.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And as you leave, the bell sort of tinkers.
And then again, okay.
What was his name again?
He didn't say.
He didn't say.
Or did he? I don't remember.
Later, Bowyer.
If he did say, it was Frederick. If he didn't say, he didn't say.
Well,
He didn't.
I
didn't
might
say,
know his
but-
name anyway, so I'll just say like, "See you later, Fred."
All right. Thanks, Tal. I got what I needed.
No problem. This way, at least you can stock up after the fight.
All right.
All right, now let's find an appropriate alleyway.
Yes. Let's.
One
Okay.
slot.
That seemed like
So,
But you don't have armor. do you?
Tal,
Oh,
make
you're
for
right.
me
So it's more like
Um,
slosh.
intelligence check, or make it with advantage.
This is not good. This doesn't-
No. Well, oh,
This is not.
stop making him make intelligence checks, man.
You really need to not
That's-
make me make intelligence checks. It's a 7.
It's a 7. You yourself
I know.
don't go near this Kenku tower enough to know that area.
Yep.
You know of areas a little further away, but the chance that a Kenku is going to come wandering through there looking to steal someone's purse is a lot less likely. You could get closer and sort of take your time investigating the area closer to the tower, or you could go for one of the alleys you know, but that's up to you.
What if we go to the park and I disguise myself like a child?
I mean, that might work.
I mean,
Do we
I don't
know
know.
if
I don't know why
were-
they took those kids for a reason or not, because a lot of kids do come and play all the time.
we didn't
But-
ask if any other children have gone missing either.
I don't think. Yeah, I also don't think that crazy guy would have told us much more.
No, but
He
I mean,
seemed fit to call
he did call.
a lot. Okay.
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I could also just go out and look for a better place. I haven't been around the tower a whole lot, but I am quiet.
That's true. Whatever you think is best.
So for surveying the town like this, would this be survival, or would it be what check would we do if we were going to do that as a team?
I guess it'd be either, I'd say investigation if you're going to go look
Investigation.
for a spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's all look.
Okay.
Can
Yeah.
I help someone? Because I'm not very smart. So
She's not.
Why not just roll
Walk
your
around.
own investigation check?
Yeah, everyone can roll investigation check.
Alright.
Let's do that. And Tal, make yours at advantage because it's your city.
I'm not.
Oh, did you see
investigative
that?
at
It
all.
was really
Yeah.
good, and then it. yeah.
18.
7.
7. Yeah. 10.
Okay.
Team 7.
Most of you are
We're like looking at the
still
clouds.
just about as lost in the city.
You all are tourists.
Yeah.
The only one here who really knows exactly what they're looking for
By the
is
lamp.
Tal.
Oh.
Harmony, you've been towards the Kenku Tower, so you know a little bit better what to look for, but still you're new to this town, and to be honest, it all looks the same to you.
It does.
Tal, you find a nice quiet alley where there's no homeless people, and that actually says a lot, because if there were homeless people there, it's unlikely that people would be passing through the alley, which means the Kenku wouldn't be hanging out there to slash purses. And furthermore, you do end up finding on the ground in this alley a black Kenku-sized feather.
Aha.
I'm going to put that in my pocket.
Mark it in your inventory.
And I will make use of this. Somehow. Alright, well, I assume that we all went off in slightly different directions to kind of spread out.
No,
I
I
don't-
don't want to stay with
I think we
him.
would have
Yeah.
stuck together.
I think
We're staying
everyone's stuck
together?
with you. Otherwise, with investigation checks like that, you're all lost.
I
Yeah.
was about to say.
I'm-
Okay.
I don't want to.
That's good. So, guys.
I'm like pretty much holding your hand. I'm like, I don't want to get lost again.
Yeah.
This is the spot.
All right.
This
Well-
just smells right.
I'm like, I
I-
know.
It is correct.
I believe you.
Okay.
All right. My spell only lasts an hour, so I'll cast it once you are all hidden.
Okay.
So find a place to.
Alright.
Is it
Buildings that are kind of broken down, doors,
dumpster?
side,
trash
A
dumpster?
vantage point that I
The
could
buildings
be on?
immediately on either side look to
Hay
be
bales.
residences. There's no real signs of whether they're inhabited or not from the outside.
Hmm.
They are all run down as is sort of Ravenmore's motif.
Okay.
Um,
Any open windows?
yeah, there are. I mean, the windows are closed, but there are windows on the residences that are that are bordering this alley. Then there's also in the alley a bunch of what seems to be like large crates that looks like they might have held some goods at some one point, but they're all empty at this time.
Hide in the crates?
Hide in the crates.
Yeah.
You in the big crate.
Or, okay.
You're not gonna pose as a statue, trust me, it won't work.
Didn't work in the dungeon. Won't work now.
Alright.
Alright,
About that.
so you look rich. You should probably make a ruckus.
I will.
Maybe being lost, and gosh golly, if you could just pay someone to take your way to the nice part of town. You're sick and tired of this. I feel like they're dumb enough to fall for that.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right. Are you ready?
So I'll duck
All
into a
hidden?
crate close
Okay.
by. I feel like we should be around the same part, and you'll kind of walk towards it.
I'll stay nearby.
Just kind of hang out for a while.
Those
See
of
if
you who
anyone...
are ducking in crates, make stealth checks.
I have disadvantage on stealth checks. Do you want me to do that in the crate as well? Or is it only when moving?
It's not a particularly large. I mean, it's large enough that you could sort of get in it, but you're still having
So-
to duck. So
So knowing that I'm huge, I'm gonna be like, Tal, is there a better option for me? Can I guard one of the sides maybe, or can you shout something and I'll come? I don't think this is a good idea.
If you really don't want to hide, you can probably duck back around the corner of one of these residences and maybe in an alleyway, and then I mean you'll hear if something comes up and you can
Okay,
come
I'd
running.
rather do that. So I'm gonna make okay. And then so do I find a spot that meets this?
Like around the
criteria?
corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's areas around the corner. A lot of them are occupied by homeless people, like on the side of the street. Or
Just
like that. But
pretend
you
you're
could-
homeless for a little while, and you won't blend in, but it'll look a lot less awkward than you standing tall.
Okay, I'll sit with the homeless people for a little while.
Okay. And a lot of them initially like try to get money out of you, but as you ignore them, they tend to back off and just
Yeah.
sort of like.
I start just talking binary to them.
Alright.
They look at you like you're crazy, and then
That's
sort of
okay,
just
and then
back
back
off
off.
and
That's
give
cool.
you space.
That's what I want.
And
Oh, my.
then what was your stuff check?
Mine was a 6.
Okay.
So.
Mine was a 9.
You guys.
'Cause I
Are you
rolled
in a crate too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, really good.
All right. And then so how
Can
many?
I see this and cast minor illusion to put crates on top of the crates and to hide them?
Double crate.
You can, but minor illusion does not last very long.
It's a minute. It's only a.
That's right. It's a minute.
Every minute.
I could just try and cast
could
it
just
every
go.
minute. It's just somatic, so I could just.
Okay. All right, if you're gonna do that, roll your checks with advantage then.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. I gotta keep that one.
Much
Yeah.
better.
You're welcome.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, 22.
22. Perfect.
That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll cast Disguise Self. I'm going to look like the girl that was eating pastries at the fountain. But my clothes are gonna be really shiny, and I'm gonna have like bags tied to my belt that have like gold coins visible.
Okay. It's like literally pouring out. But
Literally, like the bags are sagging open, and you can see the gold coins inside on
Okay.
my waist.
Okay.
And
Only it were real.
well, I do have that creation scroll. No, we're gonna save that. And I say, okay, are you guys ready? You're all hidden.
I make no noise.
And then I say, hello, Nathaniel. Where did you go? And I'm gonna start walking through the alley, kind of looking around like I'm lost.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Please, oh please, oh please, oh please. I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos
Okay.
for this. Because I need
It's a good
advantage.
use of Tides of Chaos.
I rolled a 2 and a 5.
No.
Okay, but that's a 9. A 9.
Okay.
Glad I used it.
Hopefully can go down.
Oh man.
And as you're walking, how long are you gonna do this? Because immediately nothing happens.
I'm good. Well, I'm gonna. The spell lasts for an hour, so I'm just gonna keep
For the
going
entire hour. Okay.
for as long as it takes.
First 10 minutes, nothing happens. Second 10 minutes is you're just wandering back and forth calling for Nathaniel.
Nathaniel,
Nothing happens.
where did you go? I have all this money. I was going to pay you for that thing.
This is how her deception was so
For
bad.
about half an hour, make a perception check.
A perception check.
Half an hour.
Of just shouting for Nathaniel.
I'm just like starting to giggle in my crate.
Natural 20.
Okay. You hear a sound, which you instantly recognize to be the sounds of bird claws on a roof, but it's bigger and it's louder, and it's on the residence building to the left of you, with the crate sort of being on the right side.
Okay. I'm going
And
to.
it's just moving. It's moving slowly forward to
Okay.
the edge of the roof.
I'm not gonna look at it, even though I know it's there. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't notice it and keep calling
Okay.
for Nathaniel. This isn't funny. Come out, Nathaniel.
And then, with your natural 20 perception check, you're also able to see out of the corner of your eye as you're pacing back and forth in the alley, continuing to call for Nathaniel. This little beaked face peeks over the edge, black and dark, like a crow, but larger, about the size of a human.
Can I cast message
Um,
real quick?
yes, because minor illusion isn't.
It's not concentration. No. Nothing I have is, well, Witch Bolt is concentration.
Okay. Well, I'll let you do it real quick.
Real quick, I want to cast message and tell Tal, they're above us. They're on the roofs.
Got it. Let him catch you.
And I'm going to keep up my act.
Okay. Then you hear the sound of metal against metal and as you turn around and you're looking about for Nathaniel, you can catch again out of the corner of your eye. You can see there's now a grappling hook attached to the edge of the roof, but the rope is still going up over the roof. And then you walk past it down the alley, and as soon as your back is past this, you hear the sound of a rope falling down, and then there's the sound of hands sliding down a rope, and then there's a swish at your side as a dagger goes for one of your illusionary purses and passes straight through.
I'm going to cast sleep.
Okay.
I would need to mark off these spells.
How much HP do you have? How much HP do all of you have?
43.
30?
22.
Can I cast it in a radius that I'm not included in?
Yeah.
I may fall asleep in my crate.
Well, I don't
I
know.
won't.
I don't know where you guys
Well,
are
I
compared
shouldn't-
to
shouldn't
where
matter to me, 'cause
we
I'm
are
not
right
there.
now either.
You're not there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there. You
Yeah.
didn't need to.
I'm not telling you how much HP I have. I might have more than 30. Maybe I was lying.
Where are? How many crows are there?
You just sense the one. Right?
Just one. And where are we in relation to the crate?
Basically, you're about
Because I don't want
halfway down the alley. The crates are down towards the
Somebody
end,
had a
one
map.
of the
Okay.
ends of the alley.
It's
The
a
alley's about
20 foot,
100
20
feet.
foot,
Not even more like 50.
Okay.
it's a 20 foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make sure I cast it so it gets the crow and it doesn't get them
That's fine.
or me.
You can manage.
Okay,
May or may not put some poor person in his house to sleep.
that's fine. I don't care about that. Unless it takes up too much of the HP. So I get to roll 5d8. Can I roll some d8s, guys? Actually, I just need one more.
Is that D8?
This one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
double pyramid.
Also, my wild magic is primed, and I just cast her first level spell.
So it is.
So just
So
wanted
it
to let
is.
you know that. Ooh.
That'll do well.
All right. 8,
Did that even put to sleep a barbarian?
22, 26.
Nope.
26.
We would be awake.
Okay.
26 points.
The Kenku behind you drops asleep. Also, you hear at the very, around the corner of the alley,
You hear clanking as they fall asleep too.
no, you hear thuds as some of the homeless people around the corner fall asleep.
I'm okay with that.
Inside the house to the left, you hear another thud as someone else falls asleep.
This is the best.
But your target definitely fell asleep.
Yep.
Whatever, they're all safe.
Am I aware of any of this, or do I just?
don't.
I mean,
Probably
I don't
not.
know. No.
I'm so proud of myself. This is what I should have done
No,
last
I have a
time.
code word, so I'm
And it
assuming
wasn't loud enough for you to
they'll
hear.
yell.
Much neater.
That was much. Yeah, that was good. Okay.
Okay.
And then next to you, right next to you, out of thin air appears a duplicate of yourself. It was like looking in a mirror. And it just looks at you.
This is awkward.
I'm gonna burst out of
And
my
as
Does
you
it
say
look
this
like
is
me,
awkward,
or does it look like
it looks exactly like
illusioned
you.
me?
Well, roll a perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop my head out of my crate.
Oh,
At
I see
that
what your
point.
question was.
Does it?
looks
Because I'm
like-
disguised.
It looks like illusion to you.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it lasts for an hour, right?
Mhm.
Like it doesn't matter if I cast under.
Unless you get touched. Is that what it is? So it didn't
Well,
go away
if
since-
someone touches me, they can see through the illusion, but it doesn't mean that the illusion spell is broken.
Yep.
The magic is still there.
Gotcha.
It looks like illusion to you.
So it looks like
and
the.
basically,
So I'm like, damn, I look good.
And as you say that, it tilts its head to the side, and it makes the lip movements of "Damn, I look good."
This is a little weird. Anyway, guys, I got it.
Oh,
Did
what?
I hear that?
It's only gonna be
Alright.
asleep for a minute, so you guys better hurry up and.
Okay,
fa-
well,
Yeah, you would have heard that. And
Yeah,
as,
okay.
as you're saying,
Hunter
"Guys,
the
I got
homeless."
it," the duplicate also raises its hand and mouths, "Guys, I got it."
This is really
next to you.
awesome.
I'm just looking at this from down the alley.
I'm
and
gonna-
I'm like, wait, Huh?
While they take care of the Kenku, I'm going to be
Can I
casting minor
tell-
illusion to make the illusion speak.
So
The
can
duplicate speak.
I tell the difference between the two?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
What is your spell save DC?
Oh, that's a good question. It's 14.
Well, you saw it happen, right?
No, I
14.
was in a crate.
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you can tell just based off the fact that one of them slightly shimmers a little bit. You can tell one of them is an illusion.
Okay. So I'm just like, huh.
It was all part of my plan to confuse them.
Well, I'm just gonna walk right up to you and be like, "What is this copy of you doing here?"
It was part of my plan
Really?
to confuse them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever you did, it worked.
Oh. I lied. After a few moments as well, another one pops up, and then another one pops up, and then
The duplicate?
yeah, there's actually 3 of them in
Alright.
total. There's 3 duplicates after about 5 seconds or
I'm
so.
gonna take a couple of steps
Oh,
back.
And they're
Oh.
all
like,
just mirroring exactly
so-
what you
I'm gonna like touch one.
well, whatever. You have your own plans,
Oh.
I guess.
Sorry, I panicked.
Got
I
excited.
I didn't want them to hurt me again, so I just I made him go to sleep.
And went like, "Wah, me's."
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
let's take care of this now.
I wanted, yeah, you better
Yeah,
hurry, because
body.
he's
Yeah.
gonna wake up soon.
So
We tie him
I
up?
guess
I have
What do
rope.
We tie him up?
You have
Yeah, I
rope?
got
I have rope.
I'm gonna be
Great.
dancing with my
So-
duplicates while they
I got
take
some
care
rope.
of me.
They're all
Sure.
mirroring
Let's tie
exactly
this
what
bad
you
boy
do.
up.
Okay, so tying up
Minor
with
illusion.
I'm just
nozzle-
gonna like take my hand
my
and go bonk on her head.
Make a perception check.
Well, it was
To
a
figure out which
23
one
the
it
first
was.
time I rolled.
Oh, was
Oh.
it? Then
Yeah.
you know which one's it.
Yeah.
We tied up the guy.
They all
we
go-
also wrote down that my arrows were barding. They had barding of 2. Do I have to factor that in to the price that he gave me? Or did he just give them to me at that cost?
Well, he just gave you the fletchings, so you
Okay.
have to build
Okay,
them
cool.
yourself.
I just wanted to make sure.
The
So,
guy's,
I
the
just
guy's
saw
all
that.
tied up.
Sure
We
your
tied
name
him
was
up.
something.
Tied him up.
We tied him up.
I'm glad it was something
Yeah.
benign.
We should,
Yeah.
So we should probably silence him before he wakes up and leave.
Yes.
Ah.
So,
Okay, so let's
Take
go.
care of it,
alright,
yeah.
I'm just gonna like rip off a piece of my pants leg and make a gag out of it, and
Okay.
just like tie it around, tie his beak shut.
I still look like a human.
And then like disarm him, maybe? We should disarm him. So I'm gonna
Well,
like,
you tied
I
him
guess-
up, like tie his hands and
I'm guessing we bound him, yeah.
his
Yeah.
claws
So
and
we bound him
fingers,
up.
I guess.
Should we take his grappling hook?
Sure.
That's up, like on the roof. There's,
I'll go
there's
get it.
like a metal. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a leaf gutter, that type thing, on the edge, and like a gutter,
Oh, okay.
like on a roof.
Yep.
And then the grappling hook is sort of hooked into that.
I'll go get it. So I'll just like climb up the rope.
You can have a 25-foot rope and a grappling hook.
All right.
Alright.
Okay.
Then I guess I'll climb back down without said rope.
Who was searching him?
I'll search him.
Okay. So make an investigation check.
Great, my favorite. I got a 16.
Okay. So he's got a dagger on him, and then he's wearing this brown, like really drab tunic type thing, with like a different colored brown cowl that goes up over his head, and within that you like reach in and you search for any hidden pockets, and you find a place where the seam is a little bit strange, and you rip that open, and inside the seam of his coat you find 5d10 silver pieces. So let me roll that.
Ah.
13, 56. Okay, wow, lots. You find 32 silver pieces in there.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I guess I'll pay back the arrows that I bought. Okay, cool. So we'll.
Technically, I put him to sleep.
So
I
dagger,
should get
tunic,
to
and
sleep.
32 silver.
Just saying.
Mhm.
I did all
Are you
work.
stripping him of his tunic?
No, I'm just
And
saying
it was
that's what we
my
found.
idea, so
no,
I
they
should
can
get
get
a
his
little.
tunic on.
It was
It's not
partially
super.
my idea.
Is that our idea?
And
It
about
was
this
our idea,
time,
so we should split it.
So let's go.
split it.
I'll hold him down, you punch.
he's starting to come to. Like he's groggily moving his head back and forth, and also about this time, your mirror images disappear.
Aww.
They fade. But he's coming to, and he, as soon as he sees his predicament, he looks around wildly from one of you to the other, and he tries to like squawk or something, but he can't open his beak.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was a funny sound.
Should we
You're
just
not
Alright,
scary
take
at
care of
all,
this
are
here,
you?
or should we go somewhere else?
Let's carry him.
Is he struggling?
Let's carry
a
him
lot?
back to the
He's
orphanage.
struggling, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my great axe and take the hilt of it and just kind of bonk him on the head, knock him out.
Okay.
Alright. Not
I
too
don't
hard
really
now.
need
Not
to
too
roll
hard,
anything.
don't
do
you?
I?
No, actually, I'm going to say you don't have to.
Yeah.
Is that
Uh,
never mind, go ahead.
He's
You
unconscious.
can
Because
do, like,
he's
non-lethal.
helpless right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Non-lethal.
you knock him back unconscious.
Okay.
He
Alright.
stops
Alright.
struggling.
So,
Let's go.
you
Back to
two,
the orphanage.
Nazir, Carrie, Bird,
Here we go. We'll just-
probably the easiest one.
Okay.
We'll take him back to the orphanage for a little interrogation time.
Okay.
I'm very proud of myself.
And as you make your way through the
good
streets, you get a bunch of really weird stares. As you're just carrying this
Can I
unconscious...
minor illusion the bird to look like
Just put
a sack of potatoes?
You can.
Yeah, just
I'm
put
gonna
like
do
a-
that, and I'm just
Right.
gonna continually cast it as we walk back.
Yeah, then no one really gives you such weird looks anymore. The only weird looks you're attracting are the ones
Because of me and because
yeah,
of her. And
because you two look really strange in this
Yeah.
situation.
Alright. I'm just
Like,
like,
that's me, because I have to cast it once a
like
minute.
hurrying you along at the same time.
Okay.
Minor illusion, best
And I'm just thinking about
cantrip
Martin's.
ever.
Curtains up.
Dreamingly.
It's so useful.
And eventually you make it back to the orphanage. And at this point in time, it's late morning, getting on towards afternoon, and there are starting to be children playing in the yard and that type of thing. And some of them run up and they're like, "Tal, what have you got there? What's in the bag?"
Do not touch the bag.
And one of them was
kids.
like reaching up to
I'm
touch
gonna
the
smack
bag.
his hand down and be like, it's dangerous.
What is it?
I need Mandus to see first, and then maybe I'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay, now go play.
And he goes back to playing with like his little wooden truck.
Alright, that's a good wooden truck.
Alright.
Alright, well,
What's a truck? No one asked.
What's a truck?
No,
I don't know what it
I
was.
probably doesn't know what a truck
I don't
is.
know what it was.
It's a little wooden cart.
I mean, we have robots, you know. It's
I
like,
mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Technology.
it
That's
is what
not-
it
It
is.
is what it is.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh, this is
so
happening.
why don't you two watch over our little prisoner here in the unoccupied guest room, or I guess in your guest room,
Sure.
and I'll go get Mandus.
Okay.
What am I supposed to do?
You can come with me.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
Okay, so we'll take him back, and then I'll just
Well, you
set
said
him on the
I.
ground.
You say
Or
we.
we will set him on the ground, and then I'm just gonna start fellowship my arrows and stuff,
Okay.
and crafting those.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot of time for you to do those. Do you want to start from the fletching, or do you want to start from carving the wood?
Carving.
Or, okay. So you can just pull out your little knife and
Yep,
start
I'm
carving out one of
just
those.
started whittling and doing my thing.
Okay.
I
Um,
put some homeless people to sleep
That's okay. They
It
will.
saved them from being hungry for another
I
8
mean,
hours.
for-
You're fine.
for a minute.
It's a minute.
For a
that's
minute. Okay, not that long.
You're hungry. You are hungry.
Why am I so hungry? I've had 2 breakfast. Okay, I can go for lunch.
Yeah.
Amanda's first, then lunch.
Sure.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go up to Mandus's room and knock.
Up the stairs,
to,
down the
like,
hall to the right.
hold my stomach.
And there's
Are
no
you okay?
answer from inside.
I'm really hungry.
You got a huge breakfast.
Yeah. Okay. So there's nothing. Oh, great. He's off doing an errand.
Have I changed? I'm gonna change back into myself
That'd be good.
by now.
Yeah, it takes about, I don't know, half an hour to cross the city, and you spent about
Half an hour.
half an hour
Yeah.
going there. So pretty much you get back to the orphanage, and then
The spell fades.
it starts to dissipate.
Poof in the middle of the front
Oh.
yard, and all the kids are like, ah!
You know, I kind of miss my pink skin.
Ah, your skin's fine. Anyway, well, he's not here. I think we should just interrogate him ourselves.
What other option do we have?
Not much, so let's go back.
I'm pretty intimidating,
No,
and I have that cool.
just no actual fire here, please.
Is he awake yet? While they were doing their
Still
thing? So
sleeping.
he's still knocked out? Okay.
Okay.
But he's breathing, so he's not dead.
Good.
That much is obvious.
Because if he was awake, I'd be like, I'm going to use this to kill you.
Okay. So,
Well,
It's
like-
a little bit grim.
Yeah.
alright. So
Alright, so
we
we
go
have
back, and
yeah.
Okay, wait. What are you gonna ask him?
Well,
Just where the kids
Are they
are?
back with us
yeah,
now?
I
You
want
guys-
to know if they even have the kids there.
Okay.
'Cause
At
I
the
was a little
tower?
upset, and I kind of went, rushed in
Oh.
there, but
Oh, me too.
yeah.
Me too.
So we can ask that. We can ask him. I don't know
I
how
can.
many of them there are.
Okay.
When do they go to sleep? Is it day or night? I don't know.
No, we don't
I don't
really.
think I know.
mean,
You've seen him around at all times of the day and night.
Yeah.
And
Not
you're
surprising.
hungry.
You've got another turkey leg, but it's still not doing it for you.
It's just like this turkey's defective.
This turkey's really good.
It's great, but it's not hitting the spot.
We should bring some for the others too.
I could go for a cow.
A whole cow?
It's an expression, kind of. Anyway, yeah, let's wake him up and start asking questions.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm there, I'm just like whittling. Let you guys do your thing.
And I'm gonna pull out the Kenku feather and start to like tickle its little beak holes with it. Okay, he's awake. I smack him on the head to calm him down a bit. I'm gonna look at him.
I'm gonna make sure like the window's shut and stuff.
Yeah, kind of close off the room.
I'm doing like some soundproofing, then I shut the door.
Good call.
It's good.
Yeah, and it's like you're going to shut the door. There's like a kid who's sort of peeking around the corner. And he's like wide-eyed and looking at this Kenku. And he's like, "Tao, you caught a Kenku?
No, go away.
And then I just shut the door.
I'm gonna go tell the others." And he runs off.
The
Oh,
others.
kids.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you should probably ungag him if you're gonna ask him questions.
Okay.
I don't think we can get much information out of.
No, probably not. I don't know how much information we're gonna get out of him. Period. But let's try.
All right.
And I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
take the gag off, and at the same time, I'm gonna hold his beak shut, because I wanted to hear that again. And I'm gonna say, "You be quiet, or I have this scary one make you roast chicken." And I'll just like, he's nodding.
He's nodding.
He's nodding.
He's nodding.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly let go of his beak.
He doesn't make a sound. He just sort of looks from one of you to the other with these really shifty yellow eyes.
And I'm just gonna say, you know, my good friend Wrath here is going to ask you a couple of questions.
Working with us is rough?
You're Wrath.
Okay.
I'm Wrath. But she's the one that rages.
She's rage.
I'm Wrath.
It was a joke. Her name is Harmony. I made it funny. Anyway,
I'm
He
okay.
doesn't laugh.
no, we have a captive audience, but he's not compelled. Play other kids. Play other kids.
Did you or your people steal 2 children from the park?
And then he opens his mouth. You think it might be a he. It's kind of hard to tell. And this voice that doesn't fit the body at all comes out. It's very high and feminine, and it doesn't seem to match the little gross, nasty raven crow creature that is standing in front of you. And it just goes, "No."
You're lying.
And
We have eyewitness accounts. The places your people in the park stealing those children. You are going to tell me where they are, or I'm going to light your pretty little feathers on fire.
roll an intimidation check.
Will with pleasure.
Okay.
She's the charismatic one.
I am. Intimidation is also one of my proficiencies.
There you go. That's what yours too, man.
Good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Good
That
thing.
is a 10.
That's circle.
All right.
It's,
Middling.
it's -1, but
It's okay.
2, so it's 1.
I have
yeah.
plans if this doesn't work.
And it just sort of looks at you, looks around the room, and it doesn't say another thing.
I'm going to take out my tinderbox, light a fire, and then use thaumaturgy to make it look really spooky.
Okay.
And at the same time, make the ground rumble a little bit with thaumaturgy. And I'm going to say,
Just like,
with the holding the fire out to him, like, I warned you. And I'm going to light one of his feathers on fire.
And as you do, it lets out this sound, like if you've ever heard a cat scream, it lets out this sound that sounds like a cat that's getting in a fight with another cat. It's like, and then it's really loud.
I'm going to smack it. Just bitch slap it across the face. And then douse the flame with my hand. Yank out the feather.
Ooh.
Say, now tell me the fucking truth.
Make another one with advantage.
Thank you.
hey,
Oh my gosh.
I'm a scary tiefling.
I mean, if not, I'm just gonna start cutting off its toes.
Not bad. Okay.
Much better.
What's that? Math. 23.
Okay.
Ooh.
This time, its eyes widen and they're darting back and forth much faster.
I'm holding the singed
You
feather.
recognize this as the look that like a caged animal gives, as it's looking for any escape route.
Just standing
but
there shaking my head.
when it finally like realizes there's nowhere it can run, especially since it's bound, it calms down a little bit and it looks at you and it thinks, and in a voice that's very different from the one that it's spoken before. This time it's the voice of a young boy. And Tal, you recognize this to be Alan's voice.
Oh my god, that's so fucking creepy.
And it says, "No! Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me?"
God, that's
I'm gonna
creepy.
smack it again.
Creepy!
Jesus.
Ooh.
And
Shut up!
Okay.
Shuts up.
Well, that's kind of how they talk.
Do you know that voice?
Ooh.
Yeah, that was Alan. So
So they
obviously
do have
they
him.
heard him. Yeah.
So they like parrots they can mimic?
Yeah.
They
That's
can
what it sounds like.
Ah.
They-
Creepy!
Yeah, they can only mimic sounds they've heard.
Oh.
What do you want me to
So-
ask him next?
Where did you take him?
Are they in the tower?
And this time, it takes on this really, really gruff, deep voice of what sounds like a really large man, and it says,
Must be
"Hell no!
Definitely Barton.
You're right."
Then where are they being held?
And it shakes its head, and it makes this weird. This time when it opens its mouth, it's not a voice; it's a sound, and it's a sound that all of you recognize. It's the sound of coins hitting each other, just like the clicking of a bunch of coins, like falling down from
You
a
sold
purse.
them?
And it nods its head yes.
To who?
And this time, it again shakes its head.
I'm gonna stick the feather in its nostril. Tell me!
And it
This is really fun.
You're a terrible person.
it just keeps shaking its head, and it looks like
Alright.
it's trying to say something, but it doesn't have the words for it.
And then, so should we fill in for it? Like, can I say, like, Cranston's? Can I say, like, if I said Cranston's?
I don't know, can
Or
you?
if I said,
It's shaking its head and raising its shoulders. It's like,
Do you know?
and then in like a frantic voice this time of I don't know. It sounds like a woman. It just says no means no.
I don't want to think about the implications of that. Alright.
It's just no.
And no means no.
I mean, they can mimic anything
I
they've
know.
heard, so it doesn't.
Alright,
I know.
so they don't know who them. So they sold the kids.
Have you
to
sold
somebody.
kids before?
And it's thinking for a second, and it points to itself, and it shakes no.
But your people have.
It shakes its head yes.
Okay. Where do you go to sell these kids?
And again, it's shaking its head and it's
Doesn't
raising
know.
its shoulders. It's like, at this point, all of you can roll insight checks. You've seen it answer a couple times.
12?
Nope.
Or
15.
Okay.
0.
Hunter and Harmony, you're starting to get the feeling that while it is certainly the fact that the Kenku kidnapped the children, A, they are no longer at the tower, as he answered earlier. B, they've been sold. But C, this one doesn't know to whom.
Do they know where
Right.
the transaction took place?
This one doesn't seem to know any more other than those basic details in
Okay.
terms of what you're asking.
Okay. Who knows what we're looking for? Do you guys, can you show us who knows?
And it opens its mouth and it starts to make this sound, and you two recognize it as basically the sounds of a bunch of crows cawing, and you recognize it as the flocks of crows that were the same sound as you were hearing the flocks of crows swirling around the Kenku tower making.
So there's someone in the tower?
So we're gonna have to go back to the tower.
Okay.
Alright, I'm kind of sick of all this prodding around for information, and this punk doesn't know a whole lot. I think we should send Nasri after them. Let her do the talking with something big and
Nazria like
slicey.
wakes up, she's like, oh, finally.
You're like, let's crack.
It's looking back and forth between all of you, waiting for
What
more
do we do with
questions.
this guy? He's been very
And he
cooperative.
says again in Alan's voice, "Let me go."
He's been very cooperative.
That is the wrong
That
voice
is-
to
yeah,
use.
that-
I'm gonna plunge my short sword into its chest.
Okay, you don't have to make an attack. Roll critical damage. 'Cause it's
I was
helpful.
gonna say we should give him the reward of a
A
quick
ransom?
death
Yeah,
because he's been so cooperative, but he just blew it.
He was using
Not
only
too
words he
much.
had.
I know.
he might actually still be alive. 9 damage.
Yeah, and he's like clutch. Well, he can't really clutch at it because his arms are down at his sides. But like he's like bending over and like again, it's that cat. It's like the sound of a cat fighting. It's just caterwauling.
It's
and
gross, so
pain.
I'm just gonna kick the short sword in his chest.
Twist it.
Okay, and that's enough to just like put it over, and it just slumps over dead and stops making the noise.
Can I use those feathers or not?
I'm gonna hand you the feather that I picked and say, "How's that for some fletching?"
No, like I inspect it.
It's like singed.
It's on the smaller end of what would be acceptable, but it'll work.
Would it lower the quality of my arrows, or would it be okay? Okay, so I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna like pluck these feathers, the good ones.
I have
I'm
good
done.
ideas.
A lot of the feathers are bent in weird directions, and a lot
So
of
how
them,
many good ones do I get then?
Well, about 10.
Okay.
Like I said, the feathers don't fully cover their body. Most of their body looks to be like this
That's cool.
weird leathery black skin, sort of like what chicken feet have.
Okay.
And then it's their heads and like down their backs that's covered in these feathers.
Okay. I'm gonna take his tunic as well.
Okay.
Alright. Let's potato sack this bird out of here and get down to some business.
Are we just gonna go straight to the tower? Do we have a plan? Are we just gonna go bust down the doors
Bust down
and
the doors.
kill as many as we can?
Yep.
She's good at busting doors.
As long as I get to
And
stay
other
toward the
things.
back.
I got frenzy now.
Yeah, please. I will stay near you and try to get in the way of anybody who thinks that hitting a squishy is a smart thing.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
Let's go kill some birds.
All right. Minor
So-
illusion into the sack of
Yes.
potatoes.
Taking
And we
with
carry
it?
it.
Potato
Yeah,
crow.
we're
It's
taking it
now a
with us.
naked crow man.
We could use it as intimidation when we get to the tower.
Yeah.
Throw it down. You could throw it down
That's
when
great.
you burst
You
through the
could
gates
throw
and
it
be
at
like,
the tower.
"Who's next, motherfucker?"
You throw
Where
it just
is
at the
it?
tower
Yeah.
and do minimal damage to the tower.
Yeah.
That is not such a good idea.
Alright,
And eventually you make your way back through the town.
twice as fast.
Yes. Though still, as per usual in this town, constantly pestered by beggars, an old woman comes up to Tal this time, and she just goes to stop in front of you, and she holds up a cup, and she like holds up a sign as well, and she says, the sign says on it, Cranston's removed tonsils, or not tonsils, tongue, can't speak, need money, and she holds up a cup.
I'm just gonna point to Hunter and be like, he just got some silver.
And then I just walk by.
Give her one.
And she starts to turn.
I'm
back
gonna give her
towards
some money.
Okay.
Thank you, Harmony.
I'm gonna give her a gold.
Okay. And she like walks up to you, and she reaches in her robes and finds another small little sign and she holds it up, and it says in really poor writing, "Thank you," across it. And then she sort of gives Hunter a dirty look, and then goes back towards the wall of the building she was sitting against, and is holding up her sign to anyone else who's passing by. And as you're standing there, like just pretty much passing the other direction, there's a group of 4 or so people led by a woman in this really shiny plate armor,
Ooh.
and she tosses 2 gold coins in there as they walk by the other direction.
Well, that's nice.
What does that woman look like?
She's about average height, really long blonde hair tied back in a ponytail, And then, like I said, she's got this really shiny plate armor with like a shield on her back, and on
Does
the
she-
shield there's a symbol, an insignia of a blazing sun. And then trailing behind her, there is what looks to be a really. You've seen a halfling. There's a halfling woman who looks really sort of rough and tumble. She's got really beat up leather clothing on. She's got a crossbow slung across her back, and then some strange thing at her hip. It's kind of hard to tell what it is at this angle. And then looks like some sort of mechanism. There's a tall, black-haired this time, black-haired elven man. You can sort of see the points of his ears, and he's got a really gnarled staff that's like got leaves and things growing out of it, and he's got what looks to be like the skull of a great cat, like a panther, on his head that he's wearing sort of like as a helmet. And then lastly, there's a strange creature which none of you have ever seen, which is this lizard-like creature that walks on 2 feet, but sort of has the same proportions as a human, and it has these gold scales, and it's carrying a staff with an orb at the top of it. And they just keep walking after the leading woman with the armor and shield.
They look
tosses
pretty
in some time.
self-important, don't they? And
They-
rich.
Definitely the woman in front does.
And the lizard person.
Yeah, he's sort of.
He
And
just
a lot of
looks
people give him weird
shiny.
looks, and he is very shiny.
He's
He's
shiny.
got gold scales.
You can't wear him.
I know, but he catches my attention because he's gold and also different like me. So I'm gonna just look at them really closely as we walk by.
That's about all you see of them. Is that
Okay.
it's literally you're going one direction, they're going the other direction. And then eventually you get to the old wizard's tower, and it's about as you left it, with this iron fence that goes around the base of this 20-foot radius-ish circular stone tower that goes up about 35, 40 feet, towering even above the 20-foot walls of Ravenmoor. And it's got this ivy creeping all the way up it with patches of stone that seem to be blown out of the side where there's just holes in the wall.
So the tower's only 40 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And then surrounding it, there's all this tall grass, except for on the right side of the tower, from the direction you're approaching, there is this area where it looks like the grass has been heavily singed, and it's just it's like a quarter of the lawn has been burned.
Did you do that before or after I was unconscious?
I didn't do
After.
anything.
No, you threw down the.
I did nothing.
You were unconscious.
I was unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Did I do that? I remember. I'm not saying this to them, but I'm thinking. I remember my magic trying to come out, and I don't know if it came out or not. So I'm
I will
thinking.
tell you out of character, I did that.
I know. Well, I know, but I'm thinking.
Just making sure.
I'm thinking.
Within
Did
all
I do
reason,
that?
you think you might have.
I
burned
think
the
I
grass.
probably did. Oh.
But other than that, the other 3/4 of the lawn is still covered in this heavily overgrown tall grass. And the tower looks
Yeah.
still, except for the swarms of crows that are swirling above the top of it.
Is there a gate?
Out front, there's a big iron gate.
Is it locked?
Yeah, there's a big, heavy chain and padlock on it.
A big, heavy, breakable chain and
Yeah. Do you
padlock.
think you could break it with your axe?
Oh, I could definitely break that. Yeah. What do I roll?
Are we just gonna
Just
go
a
up and break
strength
the...
check.
It's alright, here we go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna smash it with the butt of your great axe. Yes?
5. 1 plus 4.
She rolled a one.
Oh, did
Natural
she?
one.
Yeah.
No, your axe bounces right off of it, and it doesn't even seem to leave a scratch in this lock.
That's a real tough lock.
It's a real heavy-duty
man.
lock.
Oh, and I tried my
It's a
absolute
really big
best.
keyhole. Very stereotypical, like, keyhole shape.
Could you? Do you
Yeah,
know how to
could you
pick
do that?
locks? We don't have any lock picking tools, do we?
Thieves'
Actually, yeah, I don't have any thieves' tools on me.
Should have taken some from the orphanage. Not that the orphans would have stuff like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I-
Can I try again?
To be
Or
honest,
am I
You can try again, unless he's
Yeah.
going to do something.
well, you could just climb the fence.
Well, we could climb the fence. I don't know so much about those two. They're not really.
She
the
could
most
honestly
agile.
probably just drag the fence down to her height.
Yeah, I was thinking, why not just kick the door down? But
Is there another way in?
well,
Do you want to like walk around and look for one?
I think I would probably naturally do that while they're
Roll an
debating.
investigation check.
Hey, Nausea, can I borrow your great axe really quick?
4.
Why?
I want to try.
An initial walk around doesn't seem to reveal.
So
You.
as they're talking,
Yeah.
I'll just keep
You.
looking. But
If you can lift it, toss.
So I'm gonna try to use her great axe to do the exact same thing.
I'm gonna
Okay.
cross my arms and look amused. Like,
Roll strength
me
checks.
too.
I'm not as
Can
good
he
at
build
this.
I mean, not well.
Nope,
Are
just
you
a
proficient
10.
with great axes?
Just a 10. I'm proficient with martial weapons. So.
Okay. Yeah, he can wield it just fine. But this time there does appear to be a little bit of damage to the lock, or to the
it's more than
like
you
the
would
locking
competition
part of
now.
it.
uh-oh.
But
Alright, pass it back over.
Okay.
Here we go. Alright.
We're just warming it up.
Crack, crack.
Crack, 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 crack. Alright, here we go. I
mean-
one.
You busted yourself out of the
That's more
jail
than one.
cell. Why is it so hard?
I know.
a 9. Again, it looks like it does a little bit of damage to the actual like padlock part of it, but it doesn't seem to
We're
be
not-
having any effect.
We're not getting too far with this.
And within reason, you start to think that at this point, it's not going to work with this axe.
Guys,
that
we
we've
should
got.
just try to
Let's
climb
just
the
climb
fence.
the fence.
Okay.
Let's climb the fence over by the burnt area because I'm pretty sure that the Kenku are all watching us right now since we've tried to bang their door
Roll a
down
perception
twice.
check.
Do I still have the potatoes on my shoulder?
Yeah.
You still have potatoes.
Okay.
I perceive 9.
Oh!
I
now roll
perceive
well.
everything.
I perceived 12. Wow, good.
I rolled
21.
a natural 20,
She
so
got a
a
19.
23.
Okay.
Not a 19. I got a 12. You got a 19?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Plus 2 is 21.
Nice.
Push ups.
You know they're
Yeah.
probably watching you. You don't see any. None of you see any.
Do I find anything with investigation? Should I
Oh,
roll?
did you take another lap around? Make
Yeah, I
another
did.
investigation check.
Oh, dang.
Oh!
Alright.
This time you're more thorough.
19.
Okay, this time you're more thorough, and around the back of the tower, you do actually find. There's a place where there's like a bush covering part of the fence, and this time, your first walk around, you didn't think anything about
Sure.
it, but this time you push it out of the way, and there's actually a place where it looks like the ground has been dug out under that bush, and if you push the bush aside, there's a like 5-foot-ish tunnel that goes under the gate.
Okay, so I'm gonna come back to the group. I'm gonna bring the bush back, come back to the group. Hey, I found something.
Nice bush.
Alright, so.
You bring the bush with
You
you.
brought the bush
No,
back.
I put it back in place. And then I went back.
I know. You brought the bush back.
No, so I found something.
You found a
Yeah,
way
come
in.
on, come over. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna bring him over and I'll show him.
Nice finding.
Thank you. This should probably work.
Yeah, I suppose that works.
Yeah.
Not quite as dramatic as kicking the gates down with a dead body on your shoulder,
Yeah,
but
you
it
guys
works.
sure did that well.
Hey, I did better.
I was walking around. I didn't care.
All right, go ahead. You guys first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically this tunnel, it goes down, and then it goes down like under the ground, and it doesn't look like it comes back up immediately. And it's just this like 5-foot by 6-foot-ish tunnel. You can all walk through it. It's gonna have to be one by one. You're definitely gonna be like having to duck your head.
Yeah.
But you can definitely all walk through, and it just seems to go under the gate, under the fence, and forward underground.
Maybe Tal should go first.
I think Nazria should go
I think
first.
the tank should
Yeah,
go
I'll
first.
go first.
Let's do
What if
Nazria,
it's
me,
trapped?
Harmony, then she gets hurt. Nazria,
We
me,
can check for
Harmony.
traps as we go.
Okay, single file.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I have like 1,000 health. Like, I'll be
Okay.
fine.
that's true.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
That's true.
So,
Let me get to it.
I'm gonna go in first, but can I do a perception check
Mhm.
to look for anything?
It's really dark under there. You've got
I have
maybe
dark
about.
vision!
Oh, you do. That's right. You're
Boom.
fine then.
Me
Okay.
too.
Ha ha ha!
Not me.
Be something good. Okay.
I also have a
13.
tinderbox if you have
13.
torches.
You can see actually down towards the end of the tunnel. This tunnel goes maybe about 30 feet, And then at the very end of it, there's it just seems to end, and it's kind of hard to see if there's anything down there from this angle. But you'd have to probably go down and get closer. But there doesn't seem to be anything. It's just sort of like dirt tunnel. That goes
Okay.
straight forward.
Well, tell them that, and then I'll go down first
Alright.
with bag of crow.
You're dragging the Kenku.
Are you still minor illusioning it at this point?
Well, I stop probably when we get in the tunnel, because what's the point? I'm going to walk behind you,
Okay.
because I also have dark vision. I can help her perceive, and I can see over the top of her.
Okay.
Probably.
It's true. Yeah. I'd say so.
So,
You get towards the end of the tunnel, it's about 30 feet down, and then what you see is that it basically goes then straight upward, only about another 3 feet or so, and then there looks to be like a wooden floor or something above, and there's a hinge, and it looks like it can be pushed upward.
Okay. Well,
How's
big
it down there?
gesture. Tell them. Because I don't want to make too much noise.
There's a hatch. There's
What?
a hatch. Hatch! Message. There's a hatch.
And you hear in your, like, right in your ear, as if Harmony is whispering right next to you, there's a hatch!
There's a hatch.
Okay. Well, then we'll come. And so I'll motion to Hunter and be like, follow behind me in case they get us from behind, and then, like, come back after them.
Okay. I'll follow behind
I
him.
didn't realize you guys didn't come into the tunnel with us.
Well, so what's the plan?
Message.
We're just gonna run
Well-
We're
in.
gonna go up there.
Are we
and
gonna
go?
bust in,
Yeah, bust in.
weapons
Weapons
at the ready,
blazing.
or are we going to like? Do you want to take a peek first, since you're probably the stealthiest one?
Just
I have
open
a
it
bad
open
feeling
and
that
look
when
around.
I open it, they're all just gonna be like, staring at me.
If they are, you come back down, switch places with Nazria, and let her burst in.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Beforehand, I'll go ahead and use my blood right on my short sword
Okay.
for now.
So your short sword then, in your hand, crackles with this lightning energy.
Ooh.
And it even lets off this dull, luminous blue glow throughout the room. So those of you who don't have dark vision can see just a little bit. By the light of
Convenient
this
day.
blue glowing lightning sword.
Alright.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I guess I'll kind of push up against the hatch just a tiny wee bit
Make a stealth check.
and poke out. Yeah. Lots. 22.
See,
They still might precede me.
that's true, but I mean, you would do that a lot better than
Are
us.
Birdman ninjas.
You lift it up,
Half bird,
and
half
you
man,
can
half
see,
ninja.
as you lift it up basically just enough to get your eyes over the edge, you can see in front of you a wooden floor. Across the room from you, there's a wooden door. It looks like the other side of the front door of the tower. There's this. The room is basically these stone walls
Mhm.
that go around in a circle, and then across the floor of this room, there's like fallen bookcases and books and shredded paper all over the floor. No presence of Kenku that you can see immediately. It looks pretty quiet. And then in the very far left corner of your vision, you can see... Or no, sorry, I changed the layout of the tower. In the very center of the tower, there looks to be this, like, 5-foot wide spiraling staircase that goes
Okay.
upward.
Well, it looks
Message.
safe.
What do you see?
You hear in your ear, whispering Harmony, "What do you see?"
This is really annoying way to talk to me. But it looks like it's all clear, so let's just go in.
He says it's all clear.
Alright, so I'm just gonna push the thing off to the side and crawl up.
Okay. And basically, as you look around to get a better look of the room, you can see that it used to be like some sort of entrance reception room. There's like a couple chairs and things as well that seem to be tipped over and like they've been clawed at. And then there's all these fallen bookcases. There's a couple that are still standing up. And a whole bunch of books and papers all over the floor. A lot of them really torn up.
Can I climb up after him?
Yeah, I'm gonna motion for you all to
And-
kind of come up after me.
This tower used to belong to a wizard, right?
Yes.
So are these books all about magic?
I have no idea.
Can I kind of look around at the books and see if I see anything that might be related to...
Cats.
something that might, like, controlling magic or, like, making magic items or...
Roll a investigation check. And how long are you spending to do this?
Not very.
Not
Ooh, is
very
time
long.
important?
Not very long. Just, I mean, I rolled a 3, so I'm just kind of looking around.
There's a lot of books and a lot of papers that do look like they have to do with magic. There's like arcane glyphs and things written on them, which you've seen before in your tribe when like your mother or someone would have used arcane glyphs. But it's all technical. It's all written from the perspective of a wizard who studies magic to learn it. And it's, to someone like you who magic just comes naturally to, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. I don't like studying.
I hear you there.
I'm gonna drop the crow potato bag on the floor.
Crotato.
Potato.
The Crowtato. Episode 4, Crowtatoes.
It's
There.
not rotated.
It's always potatoes.
I'll mash them, but in stew. Anyway. God, nothing's here.
Yeah. Guess,
Can
Yeah.
I
Take a
listen
look
to see if I hear
Yeah.
anything
Take a look
upstairs?
It's a perception check.
can I take a look around?
Alright. I'm actually gonna start to creep upstairs.
I rolled 2 2s in a row now. That was not a good
So-
perception check.
You're gonna start going upstairs?
I'm gonna start creeping
I hear
upstairs.
Harmony
nothing.
takes a minute to listen. Tower is silent. She's the only one who's making like active note of it, but all of you would not hear anything. This tower is silent. It's very quiet. What are you looking for, Nazria?
Just anything.
Is there anything?
Anything cool.
Okay, what do you roll?
A one.
Oh my gosh, we are cursed
Again, you're picking up
tonight.
these books and like you don't even know what is the top end of the book because there's so many arcane symbols in here you don't know.
It happens. It
It's
happens.
boring.
Boring.
Rage against
magic
knowledge.
stuff. Oh!
Okay.
So we know the kids aren't here though, and they're sold.
Yeah,
and
they're at
somewhere
least
else.
not on
So-
the first floor.
So what are we looking for?
I'm
to
looking-
capture someone else, or are
I'm
we
looking for people on the second floor
Or
right now.
for information about
like a
the-
plan
where
like
they
if it's written
sell
down.
them, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look for stuff too then, I guess.
So as you get towards about the top of the stair, make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Profession in that? No, I'm not. Maybe not.
7.
7?
7.
Okay. As you get to about the top of the stair, all of the stairs then shift into a slanted angle magically, and it turns into a slide, and you slide back down, falling on your back. And then, seizing their opportunity, you hear the sounds of a caw up in the rafters of this room, this very first floor, towards the ceiling, and you can see there's 3 Kenku up there. 2 of them with short bows drawn that are now about to take attack, and one of them who is now dropping down a rope with a short sword. And let's roll initiative.
Oh boy!
Okay.
All right.
I was hoping we would get to
Ow.
fight. Oh boy.
And none of you rolled perception checks, but what is your passive perceptions? Tal, you can't be surprised, so you're fine, because you have the alert.
Passive perception.
11.
What's the perception?
It's better than what I rolled
It's your,
anyway.
it's 10 plus your
10 plus your
score.
perception score, yeah.
10 plus perception score.
I love the alert.
Yeah.
11.
That was your...
12.
This is
Okay.
so
Okay. What,
So Tal, as you're sliding down on your back, you manage to catch just a glimpse of movement up in the rafters, and you're able to get your short sword out and ready. Though you're going to start on your back, you're ready for a fight. Harmony, Nazria, Hunter, you are surprised. So
Okay.
you don't get a turn in the first round of initiative.
well, I hope they don't attack me.
Okay.
Can I still go into a range? No.
Not in the
Did
first
you roll
round.
initiative?
Yeah.
Fight.
Thank you. Dang. Thank
Telling you,
going
man.
First.
I rolled actually pretty well.
And I'm going to get up.
Okay, so they sneak into tower.
I'm rolling very badly today.
Okay. Well, Tal, you're up
You're
first. As
boosting
you
it all.
slide
Oh my
down
God.
to the very base of
There are
this,
4 of them.
there's 3 of them total.
3 of
2
them.
in the
2
rafters
in the
with
rafters and
short
1
bows,
sliding
and
down.
1 that is sliding down a rope. And as you start your turn, he basically makes it to the ground and pulls out a short sword himself, and
Okay.
he's basically like right in the middle of the group, as you're all clustered around this room in various positions.
Okay, so I'm on my butt.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to take an action to stand up?
You use half your movement, but the tower
half
is
my
only 25 or a 20 by 20 radius,
Right.
and you're
25.
right in the middle of it, so you can pretty much still get anywhere.
Okay, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I can't reach the crows, the Kenku in the rafters, so
No, they're up probably about like 12 feet. There's
Okay.
like these wooden beams that
Walking
seem
like
to
Hunter.
support the second floor.
okay. Then yeah, I'm just going to stand up and go straight for the Kenku who drew its that
Okay.
short sword.
Do your thing.
Words. Poke. So 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That'll do 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2. So 12 damage.
Dang. And your lightning sword pierces straight through him. The lightning crackles and it singes him as it goes through. You pull it back and he gasps and lets out this horrible sound. It sounds like if the sound a rat would make if you stepped on it. And he staggers back, but then he looks back at you. His yellow eyes start to dart around the room. He's still standing. And then
Felt good.
the Kenku are going to get their
Especially after last
round.
time.
You've moved up next to him, so
Yes.
he's going to go for you. The one with the short sword. 19,
That'll hit. This time I went down one turn though.
and it's 5 piercing damage.
2 turns,
Okay.
very much.
And then the two in the rafters, each one of them, or one of them is going to take a shot at Nazria, and the other one's going to take a shot at Hunter. They will get to roll these with advantage because they're surprised. So against Nazria, it is definitely a hit. It's 18 plus 5, so 23 to hit.
No.
Yes.
Totally missed.
It is 9,
Missed.
9
missing.
piercing damage.
Ah, son of a. Okay.
And then against Hunter,
So he's still like 5 million.
against Hunter, even though you're surprised, he shoots down an arrow, bounces right off of the. You've got your shield on your back or something.
Wasted a perfectly good
bounces
arrow.
right against it, falls against the ground.
Pick that up, use it later.
Yeah, okay.
And then, Tal, you get to go again
Alright.
because the surprise round is now over.
I'm gonna stab that crow in the face. Again. I might miss. I don't think I did. 16.
16 hits.
Right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
And this time, you go. Actually, how do you want to kill him? You've got the kill.
I'm gonna stab my sword right in between the split in his beak.
Okay. And it comes emerging out the back of his head, crackling with lightning. You pull it back, and he just falls to the ground with this like awestruck, disbelieving look on his crow-like face.
That
All
felt
this before we
so much
gather our
better.
senses.
We're like, what?
What's happening?
It just felt so much better.
Then the two in the rafters are going to take another 2 shots at the same 2 targets. No longer at advantage, so against Nazria, it's still going to hit at 23, I think.
Hey, man.
Hunter! Yeah, it's only 11 to try and hit Hunter.
It's like it's
I'm getting
splinters.
really mad because these guys are
They're
being wasteful.
like their arrows are basically wet noodles.
Yeah, they're like throwing water balloons at me. I'm like, I don't appreciate this.
7 more piercing damage.
7? Get
It's
in
okay.
Telling
you
you,
still
these
have,
guys
you still have
hurts.
3 times as much HP as Harmony.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's-
That's true. I appreciate they're not attacking me.
I'm down to 15 right now.
And then it is Harmony.
Oh, I'm still playing.
So this, that's not the right box.
Still more than my max.
Temporary something different.
I want to
Just-
I've been
cast
using it.
Firebolt
Yeah, it's whatever.
on one of the Kenku in the rafters.
Go for it.
The one that's attacking Nazria.
Yay!
And I'm going to use
Hunter seems fine.
Tides of Chaos
Just like
so that I get advantage.
Sounds like a good plan.
Did you see that?
Yes.
That was a freaking
Yes.
12. God damn it.
But that's
okay,
not bad.
well, 15.
Definitely hits.
Okay. And that is 1d10. Where are my d10s? There. Ooh, 9 damage.
Good job.
Okay.
9 fire damage. And then I'm going to find something to hide behind.
There's a bunch of pushed over bookcases and pushed over chairs and things. There's nothing really massive, but you could try and duck behind and
I
get
wanna-
partial cover behind one of them.
I want to duck behind a bookcase.
Okay. And it's like it's tipped, so you can get some cover, but it's not full cover. Okay.
Better
Then I
than no
believe
Yeah,
it is
much better than no cover.
Nasria.
I'm like, these things are...
First
You're
things
being much
first,
smarter this time
Go
around.
fly into a rage.
Yeah.
You should.
As you should.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I don't know how to attack these guys.
Do you have anything you can throw at them?
Yeah.
Throw the
I have a
Kenku.
handout.
Oh my god!
Could I do that? Could
You
I
can
like
do
just
whatever you
launch it?
want.
I picked up a dinosaur. Like I feel like I can do this.
Yeah, yeah, you push
Ostrich-sized
back
egg.
on it.
Yeah.
You can
You
throw a
throw
Kenku
the
at it.
ostrich-sized egg at it.
Yeah. Oh,
You realize this
man.
is the reason I had us bring the Kenku.
Make your attack if, if that's what
Can
you
I
want
can I
to
do this?
Yeah.
How do I calculate this?
do. Just add your strength modifier
To what?
to your
To
dice
your
roll.
roll.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is great. I love it. Please.
So she's
do
throwing the
something
Kenku.
good.
Yep.
That's
No!
really good.
22.
Yes. You throw the Kenku up into the rafters, and it bowls over one of the other ones. Roll 1d4.
I know what we can call this episode. Kenkunerang. Ram. Like a boomerang.
We'll think about
It's
it.
not coming back.
We'll consider it. We'll consider it. Roll 1d4 bludgeoning damage. Which one were you aiming at?
I don't know. The one she attacked.
Okay.
It was attacking me because
Yeah, because it was attacking you.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
1d4?
Yep.
Plus anything?
Plus strength mod.
Oh. Sorry.
I think that's the episode title.
Ah. Okay, that's 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it goes, you hit him with the Kenku, and he's already reeling back from the firebolt that just exploded in his face. And he goes tumbling out of the rafters, and as he falls, he smacks the back of his head on a bookcase, and then falls beak forward onto the ground.
Ouch.
And he does not move again.
Ooh.
And then
Can I get a bunch of
it's
high
Hunter.
fives?
Yeah, teamwork.
Let me show you how it's done.
I
just killed him
just...
with
we
his
did-
friend.
I saw it.
We done did.
Like, don't be so wasteful. And I'm like, and I'll set my bow with my bonus action, and I'll take a shot. And I got a 18.
Yep.
Okay. And that
Feels good
is
to actually hit
8.
something.
And then I'm going
Oh,
to
at least I
use. Is he still alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my. What's it called? Action surge. And I'm going to fire again. Does action surge give me a bonus action? Or just a regular action?
You know,
I thought it was
so it
both.
works.
It's kind of confusingly worded.
Gives
I
you
think
another action.
yes.
Okay, so with
Gives you
that,
another
I'm
action.
going
Does
to
it give
do
you a
that.
bonus action too, though?
No.
No?
Not a bonus?
Yeah.
I've never played a fighter. I don't know. It's kind of
It's-
confusingly
It
worded.
gives
It's
you
just
a,
an action.
a second action,
Then
not
just
a
the
second
action.
bonus action.
That's why I actually can't cast Healing Word twice with my bard.
That makes sense.
And a possible bonus action.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so, well, that's why I'm saying it's confusingly worded.
So if you don't take your first bonus action, then you can use.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Just say, okay.
But it's kind of confusingly worded. We'll just say for this turn no, and I'll look into it.
Sure, that's cool. No problem. Alright, I'll take another shot.
15 minutes, guys.
And that is 23.
Yeah, hits.
And so I'm going to shoot him again in the face with 9.
And this arrow hits him right underside the beak, pierces out the top of his head, and he tumbles over backwards off of the rafter.
I'll collect my arrows.
Can I perceive if there's, try to listen if there's any more
Mm-hmm.
up there?
Go ahead.
Damn it. Why am I rolling so bad when it counts? 7.
Again, this tower is silent.
It's too quiet.
It's returned to complete silence.
I'll do a perception check too. Now I'm kind of curious. I got, I think, 10.
Again, it's just really eerily
Alright.
quiet.
I
After,
feel like we
the
should all
battle
just roll
ends.
perception checks.
Yeah.
The battle ends, and the battle was really loud. Like, there was
Yeah.
all this screaming of all of the Kenku, and then all of the sounds of your
Okay.
attacks and all of that, but it just returns to complete silence.
Well,
I might come out from
What
behind the bookshelf and
what
say,
about a 22?
it's too quiet, guys.
It's still silent.
Okay, it's silent. I'm gonna try climbing up again
Is it?
on my hands and feet on the rails.
I'm gonna
I'm just gonna
check these
shuffle.
bodies. While
Okay.
he's shoving you.
Roll investigation checks.
Okay. For how many? All of them? I
Just
got a
one.
20 on one of them.
Just
I'm
roll
only
one.
interested
Okay, I
if
rolled
they
a
have
natural
anything
20.
shiny.
I'm
natural
very
20.
thorough.
Okay. Then again, stripping off these guys' robes and like looking through all their pouches. You manage to find. You obviously find the 2 short bows that
Okay.
2 of them were using, and you find the short sword that the other one was using. And then between all of them, you find about a total of 35 gold pieces.
Okay.
In like hidden pouches and things like that.
I'm just gonna kind of like
Any other?
yell down at
like,
them.
papers
We're
or anything
splitting
like
that, you know.
He doesn't know how much I got.
He knows you're
I
looting.
can hear all of the chinking of coin.
And then I just like have these silvers in my hand that I found before. I'm like, yeah. Sleight of hand.
Well, you can make a sleight of hand check to try and do it without him seeing it.
I'm curious. Okay, roll a 19.
I'm pretty baller with persuasion.
Roll perception though.
Or
to see if
perception.
Are you actually?
Alright, I have to beat a 19. That'll actually be hard.
Nope.
And I don't.
Nope.
Yeah, I just have. I like get the gold
He
and I
manages
jingle the
to-
silvers around.
Oh well.
Yeah, and just slide it into your pouches and pockets without anyone seeing it.
Suddenly you started caring about coin.
I don't. I'm just having fun now.
Gosh. Alright, I'm gonna try to climb the stairs without using the stairs.
Okay.
I'm grabbing onto the rails with my hands and feet, shimmying up because I don't want to slide back down.
Are they
Like
still
dumb.
flat?
No,
They haven't come back?
After he slid down to the bottom, they turned back to regular steps.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just gonna walk behind him normally on the stairs.
okay.
I'm gonna investigate this floor.
This way?
Yeah. And see if
Um,
there's any papers or anything like
I'll
that.
say with your 20 investigation check for the Kenku, you can also look
Whatever.
around the room.
Yeah.
And again, it's just mostly random papers and things like that. You do find a couple books that might be interesting to very specific people. It's like advanced transmutation
I'll just grab
for
those
the
then.
learned mind and such like
Yeah,
that.
anything I find interesting. So I'll just say 2 books.
Yeah, two
Books of knowledge.
Magic.
arcane tomes.
Arcane
Okay.
tomes.
Alright. Going up the stairs?
All right, then I'll
I'm
go
just
upstairs
walking the
and
stairs
continue my
normally.
search.
When I get to the top, I want to skip the last step and go straight to the top of the stairs.
Okay. And you're just climbing up the railing, right?
Yeah.
Harmony, make a dexterity check.
Even though I
It's not the
step-
very top, it's near the top.
Okay. Did I see? I didn't see what he did earlier because I was gonna try and skip that stair, but I wasn't watching.
Or not a
it.
dexterity check, a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is gonna really suck.
I'm just like,
I'm like, bye. Oh, 15.
Okay. You manage to, as the stairs again turn into a slide,
She
grab
was
onto the
behind.
Yeah, I
rails.
was there too.
Oh, make a dexterity
I
saving.
have
She was climbing the
I have
stairs
a
too.
danger sense. I have advantage.
Okay.
So
You're gonna need it.
that's a 5. And that's an 8.
Better.
Plus
Your dexterity
9.
saving.
I love
Harmony
it.
or not Harmony, Nasria goes
No.
tumbling down this slide stair, making a ruckus as she goes. Harmony, you
Cursing
manage to
loudly.
grab onto the guardrails and hold yourself there
I'll
as
catch you as you
the
get to the last.
stair disappears beneath you.
I'm just gonna look back and be like, I told you so.
Oh, I thought you were just doing that for fun earlier.
It is kind of fun. Alright.
All right. So since these steps are kind of crazy, I don't really believe I'm very dexterous. So I'm gonna go to the front door and kind of keep watch.
Okay.
You're not going to come
Not gonna
upstairs
go up?
with us, Hunter?
I don't think I can make it past those steps.
Well, why don't you do what Tal's doing and climb on the rails? We could use your help
Yeah.
upstairs.
all right. I can try.
I'm gonna hurry up the rest of the rails before a very heavy person climbs on them.
Yeah, me too.
And you get up to the second floor.
Okay.
And Harmony, you just behind him, also holding onto the rails now.
Can I like walk halfway or 3/4 of the way up and then get on the rails and do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
easily.
I'll do that.
Okay, I'm doing it
I
too.
love how you're all
Copying
using my
everyone.
awkward solution.
Seems like the best
eventually-
way.
You guys all get up to the second floor.
Okay.
And you see
Take
what
this
seems to be sort of a small central room that goes around the central spiral staircase.
Mm.
And then branching out on the left, right in front of you, and right, there are there's doorways that appear to each go to separate rooms. The one on the left is slightly ajar, the one on the right and the center one are closed. The center one seems to have a lock on the door.
Look at that.
Okay.
And then behind you, in the wall. There's no door or anything in the wall behind you. It's just the stone wall of the tower. There seems to be one of those large. It's not a massive hole like some of the other ones you can see from the outside, but maybe like a 5 foot by 10 foot hole that is just missing in the wall, and you can see
You can
outside
see
into the
outside.
street.
You said
Are there any crows
barrels
flying
in the
around
middle of the
outside?
There you can still hear them.
On the outside.
Now that
The
you
room
have
goes
sort of an
around the
open
circles.
area, you can hear them flying around at the top
So
of
it's
the
like a
tower.
Are they normal crows or are they Kenku?
Flying at the top of the tower?
Yeah.
They seem to be normal crows. But then again, in this central room,
Can I
things
go
seem
take
to
a
be
peek
quiet.
in the door that's open? I just want to look inside without
left
touching
one.
it.
Yeah, and you immediately what you see is basically a whole bunch of blankets and feathers and like pillows and things like that have just been put together into really, really makeshift nests by the looks of it. In the very corners of the room, you can see what looks to be, and it's been like dug into to create more nests, but it looks to be what might have been a human's bed at one point. And then there's like high shelves and things on which have been set smaller nests, which all seem to be empty at this point, but
What's their bedroom?
there's no one in there that you can see right away.
Okay. Nothing important in here, just a bunch of nests.
Mm.
Do I see anything shiny?
That was your
Crows
initial
like
glance.
shiny
Do you want
things.
to go in and look?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and look for shiny things because
Open up
crows
the
like
door
shiny
and roll
things.
an investigation check.
Hey,
Some investigation checks.
I know. Well, we're investigating. 15.
Okay. Under one or two of the nests, you go and you like lift up some of the blankets and like feathers and things like that they've just thrown about to make these really haphazard nests. You lift it up, and you manage to find about between all of the nests that you lift up, about 10 gold pieces.
Ooh.
And as you go to take them, I'm assuming you take them,
I do take them.
you hear from a window at the far end of the room, and you look and you see there's a crow
Crazy
there
man? Oh.
that then flies up, and you start to hear,
Oh.
and a bunch of the, then after about a moment of that intense cawing, crows start to fly in through the window, one by one by one by one, until the room just starts to
Oh,
fill with
shit.
crows.
I'm gonna run out and slam the door.
Okay, perfect, that works.
Run out and slam the door shut.
You hear the sounds of them like pecking against the door.
Don't go in there, guys! I think I made him angry.
I think you shouldn't touch random shiny objects all the time.
I
may or may not be dangerous.
And as you're having this conversation, you can still hear the cawing, and they
they'll
start to
start-
come pelting around through the
Shutting all
opening
the other
in
windows
the
and
wall.
stuff.
There's an open area of the wall.
Oh, is it just
Yeah.
open section?
It's just
Yeah.
like, it looks like some of the wall has
Okay.
crumbled away,
Oh
basically.
crap.
And they start coming in, and we'll use your old initiative, so you don't need to reroll. But
Okay.
we're in initiative now.
Sorry!
Are they just crows?
They're just
swarms
swarms
of
of
crows.
crows.
Alright.
Oh, just no.
Swarms of crows.
A murder of crows?
Oh.
Yes,
A couple of them.
indeed. Indeed.
Oh god.
Serial crows.
Sorry, guys.
Greedy.
Give me just a moment. Okay.
Hey, Hunter's not the only one who can loot, okay?
Okay, and
I didn't
Cal, you're
summon
up
more
first.
enemies though.
We can take these guys.
We can.
We can for some of the
Hey, if you guys take all the hits, I can take them out.
what have you got, Tal?
You're up.
You're up first.
How do you poke a bunch of crows?
That's up to you. They're swarming
You can
all
swing
about
your
you. You
sword at 'em.
figure you could get a couple
Yeah.
with your sword. If you
All
swing.
right, then that's what I'll do. I will
Okay.
try to make a bunch of crow kebabs.
How many swarms are there? Is it
Well,
technically one, or is there like...
there's enough.
Are they distinct? Probably
They're not acting as distinct swarms. There's enough that it looks like it could be 2 flocks of crows.
Okay.
but they are acting as one massive swarm of crows, just
Okay.
filling into the room slowly, or really quickly actually,
All right.
and just flying all about and starting to peck at you guys.
All right.
So the number is 21.
21. Yeah. As you, it's not hard as you swing about to catch a crow with your sword. Roll some damage.
Ooh, nice. 13.
13. And was that just the?
That's everything.
Okay. What was the lightning damage?
4.
4. Okay. And so the rest was 9, right?
Right.
That's going to be important. So please tell it to me that way.
Okay.
Individual damage. Yep, got it.
Okay. And yeah, you definitely bat a couple out of the air, and the ones that you hit with your sword, they're like cut in half and they fall to the floor. And then as you're slicing down with your sword, the lightning lances off onto some of the nearby crows and seems to electrocute them, and they fall out of the air as well. And
Fried
then
chicken.
we are up to Harmony.
All right. Well, I'm gonna firebolt some of them. I'm
Okay,
just gonna like throw fire.
do it.
Yeah.
Sleep them all.
I was actually considering that, but I wanted to see how quickly they go down first, or if they start looking bad after we all have a round. Anyway, yeah, firebolt. That would be 19.
19. Yeah, you definitely strike a crow or two out of the air.
8 damage. Fire damage.
And the fire definitely, just like his lightning, sort of splashes out onto multiple crows, and it seems to have a lot more effect than definitely the slashing and piercing damage that he was doing before with his sword. And Nasria.
I guess I'll great axe a bunch of crows.
Okay.
How about that?
I'll say you're still raging.
Okay. I got an 8.
To hit.
Yep.
They're swarming around you, and it's a mess of feathers everywhere. And it's really hard to go for one, and they're swinging wildly.
I don't even get one.
Nope.
Oh my
I'm like trying to grab the I need these. I need these
Not a
feathers.
single crow falls out of the sky. They're just dodging around your attack somehow. It's ridiculous.
Is there is there like an area that's more like concealed, like a room that we could?
There was the locked door in the center. There's the sleeping room off to the left, and then there's a closed door on the right.
Crap. I'm thinking that we should find a different area. Instead of this, I think this is going to be a battle of attrition if we just hack away at crows. So,
What are you gonna do?
how far away am I from the closed room?
I mean, I still have
Within like 10 feet or so.
Okay, so I'm gonna run over to the closed room and
I'd go first.
As you're going, the crows are going to making a whole bunch of peck
In my
attacks
wild
against
magic,
you.
what's
okay, that's cool. Oh, I want my shield out too,
Okay.
but and my sword and shield because I'm not gonna use a bow against these things.
I mean,
Bad
you
idea.
could make an amazing shot and just like make
Oh, I'm sure
a
I could
literal
do it.
crow kebab.
So you take 15 piercing damage.
It's a lot.
That is a
Crits.
lot.
The crows
Crit.
crit as they peck on you.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
They found all those.
But that's
sweet
reduced
spots.
for
Found the
you.
chinks
That's
in your
what
armor.
7.
Yep.
As they're just pecking into your metal body as you go. But you make it to the door.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the door.
Okay. And the room you see in there, the one on the right, right? Not the center
Yeah.
one? Okay. As soon as you open the door, even you as a robot, you still have a sense of smell. But it's
okay.
not as overpowering as it might have been for some of the other humanoids who entered the room.
Okay.
It's this overwhelming stench of rot and decay, and you see in front of you this massive pile of what looks like just food remains. And there's some more towards the top of the pile that look a little bit more fresh, just like random bits of meat and
Okay.
just every sort of different type of food is just in this massive pile of rot.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's to the degree that it's really hard to tell what this room used to be. It's
Mhm.
just taken up by this pile of food at this point.
Okay.
I'm not that hungry.
Do the crows have any reaction to this room?
They're still just pecking at you.
At
as
me?
you go. Mhm.
Okay.
Walk
So.
through a bunch of crows.
I mean, yeah.
Crap. All right.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know
This
what
is
to
terrible.
do. I mean, I guess I kind of did my stuff, so I don't really have
You
much
still
else
have
to
an
do.
attack if you want it with your sword, or with your bow, either way.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try and swing at the ones I guess that are next to me.
Okay.
Sad hunter is sad.
I got a 21.
Okay. Definitely you're going to catch some of them.
Sad hunter is strong.
5.
5. Okay. And it's definitely like becoming really obvious that it is definitely hard to do a lot of damage because they're just in this massive swarm that's just swirling about. And then it is Crow's turn. I think I skipped them for you, but that's fine. I just moved them in the initiative. And they're going to make peck attacks at Harmony and Tao, I think, this time. Harmony, it's definitely going to hit. 23. At Tao, probably not. 7.
15's my AC, so no.
So Harmony at 6 piercing damage.
Ow.
Not again.
And they just continue to fly about the room in this panicked, manic mess of crows. And we're back up to Tao.
There's not much really I can do except for poke crow.
Yeah.
I think that's an innuendo for something, but... Alright, 20?
Hits, yeah.
Hit?
It's not hard to catch 1 or 2 of these crows.
It is for someone.
Hey, listen, we're really fast.
Okay. 6 piercing damage, or rather 6 slashing damage, piercing damage, and 4 lightning damage. So 6 pierce, 4 lightning.
Okay. And again, it's the same effect where the lightning sort of crackles out off the sword and takes down more than your sword seemed to do. Harmony.
I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Okay,
My wild magic is primed.
that's true.
Back
Let's
into
find
another
out
room.
what happens.
Nope, I'm doing it. I said it, I'm doing it. Ooh, thank God. It's a 24 to hit.
You definitely hit them.
And it's
Drop a fireball.
1d12.
Boom.
Oh my gosh.
Harmony. Whatever you would roll for this attack does max damage. As your wild magic surges out and the lightning pulses in an extreme powerful wild magic
So,
burst.
12 would be the max.
Okay. And
Alright.
as the lure pulses out, it actually lures to every single crow.
Wow!
And there are
Good.
only a few remaining after that.
Like, just a few.
Ah!
Wow, there you go.
Explosion of lightning. I see how well the lightning is working with him, so I'm just like, okay. I told you I was strong.
Yep.
We need to, like,
Type
give her a
takes
blindfold.
double
She
damage
doesn't
from electric.
punch anything, so.
Is that true?
Then Nazria, you're up.
In some games.
So there's only a few left, you
There's
said.
only a few left.
Oh, okay.
Should I just go and break down that door?
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to break down that door.
Okay.
I just think I'll break down that door.
Roll a strength check.
Okay.
The locked one?
The locked one?
Yeah.
That's not open yet?
It's
Okay.
not open.
Bum rush that door.
Why is this happening?
Every time she tries to break it.
It gives a little. You,
Wait,
you
I'm
reckon you,
raging.
could,
Does that help?
you get advantage on strength checks.
Oh, so you can roll again.
Oh, much better.
22!
Yeah.
There you go.
Lock breaks in.
That's the
The door
Nazria.
swings open. You see inside immediately the most pristine room you've seen so far.
Don't show
But
her me.
even in itself, it does seem to feel a little bit broken in a lot of ways. There's tables lining around the wall, and they seem like they used to hold like these arcane alembics and things like that. There's like potion making supplies, but they all seem to be a little bit shattered in certain places. In the center of the room, there's a circle of arcane runes that seems to have been scratched and broken and sort of destroyed. And then there's a couple desks against walls with books on them, and then a couple bookshelves with also seem to be packed with books. But these ones haven't been pulled out and torn apart. But as you were breaking down the door, some of the remaining crows come pecking at you, and it was 23 to hit, so I think that's it. hits,
Yeah.
and it is 5 piercing damage.
But I'm raging, so
So
I
it's
only
Halved to 2.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll take that.
Good. I'm so happy.
And that brings us
You better.
to
Like, you need to do
Hunter.
work.
Yeah.
Alright, so am I in range of these remaining crows?
Yeah, you could get within them, for sure.
Alright,
Within
I'll
range.
just start killing the remaining ones, I guess, with my sword. So I am going to use... let's see. I'm going to use... Let's see how I roll, and then I think I can choose to use this. One of my maneuvers
Mhm.
after I roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Okay, so I think I'm going to use... I got a 12.
Okay. That you managed to hit one of the ones
So I'm
that's
going
still
to
flying
use
around.
Distracting Strike.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use. I get to roll an extra D8 of damage.
Yes.
Do I only hit one though? So does it really matter?
Oh, you can hit a couple of them as it goes
Alright.
through you.
A couple swings. Okay. So I do 12 plus 3, so that's 15.
15.
And then the next person that attacks them gets advantage.
Nice.
Good.
Okay, and now there's literally like 1 or 2 flying around the room. There's not many at all.
Okay.
And then that brings us to them. They're going to come up and make last-ditch peck attempts at... Actually, you know what? These last 2, they're still animals. Seeing that their swarm is
They are.
fallen before them, they're going to try and fly out of the tower. How far is the range for your lightning lure?
30 feet.
30 feet. They fly up and out, and the tether breaks.
I don't get like
They're
an,
going down.
an opportunity wishbone. I can't just like send another zap at it as they fly
Yeah.
away. Okay.
And again, this tower falls to quiet. The one other thing you see in the center room that you opened is in sort of on one of the desks at the back of the room next to a window.
Problem.
There is a display case, tall, maybe 2 foot tall, 1 foot wide display
Okay.
case, in which seems to be this wand, and it is just a sort of plain wooden wand that's got sort of these decorative spirals that go up it. And I think we'll end our game.
Where did Knotspear go?
Well, she busted down a door.
Yeah.
I think we'll end our game there since we're a little bit over time.
Okay.
Alright.
But you've come into this room that seems to be like it was the wizard's study, and fended
Fine.
off an attack of crows, and that's a good place to end.
I'm in the stinky room. You're in the magic room.
We're in the main room.
You're in the main room. All right.
So, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and we'll be posting more videos every Wednesday. Remember to follow us on Twitter for more news and information about what we're doing, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Later.